Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes! My brother, D. Millie, how you feeling? Only you.
Feeling excellent. How you
You know
feeling?
I'm just joking. I can't exclude these two. Look at Mike with that
I'm
hat.
liking Mike hat.
You are?
Yeah.
It is actually a nice hat.
Where did you purchase it from?
Amazon.
Can I ask you, why do you have so much One Piece memorabilia without being a One Piece fan?
I am a One Piece fan.
Oh,
And
I
mean, I don't have so much. I have 2 pieces. I have 2 hats.
That's 2 more than what Darrick got.
Well, he don't.
I don't,
Don't know what One Piece
I don't know
is.
what One Piece is. Do you have a lot of it? Because I know you're a big fan of it.
Yeah. You talking about this overall memorabilia?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I got statues. I got every manga that has been released. Some in Japanese, some in English.
Yeah.
Well, you're a Tony
I don't
Chopper
get all
guy, huh?
that. Yeah, he's one of the OGs, the real ones.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he puts a lot of other people first before him.
If there's one Piece character you could smoke with, who would it be?
I don't know.
Good question. One Piece character.
Well, I guess
to
it's
smoke
ask you because you familiar, right? I think me and Darrick are the only ones that ain't gonna know the characters y'all talking about.
What's
Oh, do
the
you know?
what's the chef's name? Sanjay.
We in this together.
Sanjay, probably
Sanji?
him. Probably him because he could cook food afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
But does
He's
he
one
have
of
the
best
personality
cooks.
of someone you would want to smoke with?
He's a pretty goofy dude.
Cool guy.
I don't know if he's very,
Perverted.
yeah. So I don't know if I'm
Oh.
like going to be his one, like the type of company he wants. But hey, if we doing that, then I'm sure
Or he
he'll
would
be
much
fine.
rather be smoking with a woman?
Mhm.
100%.
Oh, okay.
Like 99.9% of men.
I don't know. I like smoking with the guys.
I do
Yeah,
too.
Be sure to leave a like on the episode, subscribe to the channel. Football season is here. We already got 2 games, and both were
Both
bangers.
of them were really good games, too.
Both
that
were
was
bangers.
crazy.
It just increased my excitement, and it just increased my excitement for this fantasy football season. I don't know what's going to happen in week 1. I think, week 1 is week 1. Don't mean the world if you
Yeah.
win or lose, but it's always good to see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And
KD,
me and Darrick playing
unfortunately-
against each other.
Yeah.
He had his Xavier Worthy, who spazzed, but
he
then he
did.
also has Travis Kelce,
Who didn't do
who didn't do much. And a lot of people coming into the fantasy football year, they weren't saying Travis Kelce wasn't going to be that dude, but they were just questioning that top spot that he's always had for the last few years. Maybe this is a year where you see him be like tight end 3 or 4 or something like that with Trey McBride and Sam Laporta on the rise or whatever. And so it's just,
going
Jalen
against-
Hurts last night,
Yeah.
2 interceptions, but 2 touchdowns. And
I'm going against Saquon. So
yes, you're going to get Saquon.
I'm already at a huge deficit.
Jordan Love just got hurt. Like, it's all of these things that
Yeah.
happen in the first week where it's just like,
Not
I
even
hope
first
he's
week.
I've been
okay.
on the
First 2
waiver
games.
wire just looking at players.
Yeah, first 2 games.
And every time I see somebody trending, it just says somebody's either just picked up.
Likely.
Where, like people have been.
likely, yeah.
Yeah.
But you had him on your
I
bench.
already had him on my roster. He was just literally the last spot on my bench.
How
many
many
fantasy
points did he
put
yeah.
up?
He had like 25.
See what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's
Like,
nice.
that could be a change in thing. Like, who is your starting tight end?
It would have been. I don't
Kyle
think Kyle
Pitts.
Pitts is gonna match
Kyle
25
Pitts.
fantasy
You
points.
might as well send Kyle Pitts my way. I was trying to draft him anyway.
Nah, because that Isaiah Likely game probably
Wasn't
wasn't
enough.
likely at
Yeah.
all.
But now that's the toughest spot to be in as a manager because next week, like, yeah, let's
You
just
got
say,
decisions to
yeah,
make.
let's say Kyle Pitts doesn't have 25. Let's say he has 13, which is still really
That's
good.
really good. Yeah,
because
you'll
he's
take that.
projected to probably have, 9
Maybe 10,
or something like that. So let's just say he has 13 or even 11. Next week, you're going to be like, what do I do? And then you can have a chance where you put Likely in and he only has 5. And let's just say next week is Mark Andrews' week. And then Kyle Pitts gives you 12 again or 11. It's like, oh, man.
Consistency is the key, though.
Consistency
I'm
is the
looking
key.
for
Yeah.
consistency.
Consistency is the key.
That's why he took Mike Evans. Mike
Yes.
Evans is very consistent.
Scratch that 1,000 yards in there. But Xavier Worthy,
Oh, man.
He
he's
saved
so
your
fast.
ass,
He's so
man.
fast.
he saved you.
Well, I was already favored to win.
Ooh.
That don't mean nothing to
No,
me.
but I'm just saying, I don't think he saved me. I think he could have still just did
Travis
okay.
Kelce was when did you pick Travis Kelce?
Third.
For
Did
him
I?
to be your 3rd round pick and
Either
do
third
that.
or fourth.
Rashee
Oh.
Rice kept up with both of them
Yeah,
Yeah.
as just
more
one
TD.
guy. So
Yeah.
that's why I say he saved you. Because if Xavier Worthy didn't get that second touchdown, made me damn near throw my remote control because I was like, oh, I got my 1 beat his 2, so I'll be solid. Now the rest of the week we don't know. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
got Jamar
CJ
Chase could
Stroud.
play 3 touchdowns to say I want my contract now. CJ Stroud could throw 4 touchdowns. But just off that first game, I was like, okay, my one guy can keep up with these two. We kind of cool. Never, ever believe too much in those projections, brother.
No,
You're going to be in that lineup scrambling like, oh, Mike is favored by 2 points. Let me take him out, and you're going to lose the week. So how much you down?
I don't want to talk about it.
Because
Let's just say I'm just 0-1
had
to start the
35?
season.
33 or 35, something like
Yeah,
that.
he had something like
Yeah.
that. And then I had Devontae Smith, who had a solid game, just didn't get into the end zone. So I'm down. I need one of my guys to have a 3-touchdown game tomorrow.
Mason also had Jaden Reed on the bench.
Oh, that's a tough
Oh,
one. Damn, That's a
yeah.
tough one.
He had a good game.
But that's what week 1's about.
That's exactly what week 1 is about.
Season don't
That's why I
start
can't
until week
wait
4.
to see who's gonna be scrambling. This is where you take advantage of the scramblers.
I cannot wait to offer John a trade after somebody underperforms.
He's not going to
this week.
accept it.
I think he will. If somebody plays really, really bad, that's
I already talked to him.
Normally
He told
decent.
me let him have the week though.
yeah. I'm
I said,
definitely.
I did
And
see
John
that.
don't listen to these episodes either, so that nobody he would
And
never know.
Mason already sent me a trade
Did he?
for Kenneth Walker. I was like, I'm good.
What was it looking like?
I don't even remember. Let me see if it's still on there. I
'Cause
want to do they remove the trades.
Reese offered me a trade for Drake London, but it was
Okay.
like Keenan Allen and some other. I'm like, I'm good.
Who are
on
you
that.
looking for Drake London?
Nobody right now.
Okay.
Nobody.
Too early to tell.
I trust
You put
Kirk
him on a
Cousins.
trade block.
I know. I was just doing shit. I trust Kirk Cousins to have a better outcome than Ritter.
I was just curious. My wide receiver core is like. to
Yeah,
capacity.
I'm looking for a running back. I
I-
think
I
my
don't
RB2
need
is
another-
awful.
So his trade was Tony Pollard and DK Metcalf for Kenneth Walker and who was this Thomas dude? Brian
He's on
Thomas.
your team. Who is this?
No,
Thomas
this is oh yeah,
From
this
the
is
Jag-
from this is
from
from
the Jaguars.
yeah, from the Jaguars.
I thought he was trying to do you a 3-1. That would have been a decent 3-1.
Well, he knew that you were trying to take Tony Pollard in the second, so he was just throwing you Tony Pollard now.
That wouldn't be a bad trade if your second running back wasn't Swift. I think
Yeah.
you got to keep Kenneth Walker until you see what you got with Swift.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what I see from him just because of the Bears' improvement on the O-line. So maybe he could definitely make some stuff happen.
Let's drop the mic.
We shall see.
I got this one off Reddit because I liked it. I liked it, and I liked a lot of the answers I had seen from
You
it.
gave it a upvote or you just snatched it?
I gave it up, bro.
Okay.
I don't want to say his name because his name was kind of crazy, and I don't know if I could say it on here. But if he was to hear and listen, I'm sure he would know.
When you upvote something, does it say Mike or Mike been here? Like, do I?
I don't think my
No, it
Reddit
just counts as a.
yeah, my Reddit name is nothing like my actual name. Like
got
my user's
burners.
crazy.
Got
Yeah.
burners. So
'Cause
your
it-
name is crazy too.
It's no, it's not crazy. It's like
They wouldn't know
randomly
it's you.
crazy.
Oh, okay.
Like it's just like
Like an
generated.
auto-generated
Yeah, it's
Xbox
just a
gamer
weird
tag.
name with a bunch of numbers.
Okay.
But anyways, we're seeing the league get a lot deeper and everything. What's the chances we actually see like a 7th or 8th or even a play-in team actually win the finals in the next maybe like 10 to 20 years?
I would still say it would be extremely rare. It would have to be one of those cases of like a
Injury?
Jason Tatum misses 4 months and the Celtics somehow sneak into the play-in and now he's completely healthy last week of the season and then he goes on a run. It would have to be heavily injury-based. I think that basketball is still at the point where the better team wins the 7-game series 99% of the time, like the better on-paper team. And if it's close, then it doesn't really matter because it wouldn't be close if it was a 7 seed. You know what I'm saying? A 7 versus a 2 seed is not normally close. I think it will be a very long time. I think that Miami Heat run is probably the best it'll ever get.
Yeah, if it was to happen, I think it would happen more so out west, just because the teams are so top heavy. So like you could see like a random team like the Lakers beat a 7 seed, and like now they went on a finals run. Like you could see that happen, or even like a Dallas Mavericks, Luka and them, they could struggle, and somehow now they got the best player on the court in every series, and now they didn't went on a run, and now they back in the finals and they didn't want like it. It would more so happen out west than out east, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, going into the last couple months of the season, the Dallas Mavericks were like the 6-7 seed.
Yeah.
And then they started to win a bunch post-trade deadline, and then they ended up being where they were. So that was a team that could have been there if they just continued
Even
that level of
Phoenix.
winning.
I don't know how good they're going to be this year, but last year they were like right there. They were literally fighting just to get out of the play-in. If they somehow were in it and they went on a run, I wouldn't have been surprised. They got 3 top 20 to 30 players in the league on their team.
Yeah, I don't think it's as far-fetched. Just because the standings be so close. Like one team will make it by one game.
It really
Yeah.
do be like a half game difference, couple game
the
difference.
third seed and the play-in 7 team is is like a game and a half apart of each other. So because it's always that close, it's kind of hard to make it so far-fetched. I do agree with KB's standpoint, though. I think somebody could definitely miss like a month in the second half of the season, and that team could drop, which I think goes to what Darrick's saying. And like if Anthony Davis missed a month, we know how much that would mean to the Lakers. But then if he comes back, they're still the Lakers, you know what I mean? Or any of these teams, you know what I mean, could miss somebody for some time, and now they're the quote-unquote playing team. And now when they time to match up in the playoffs, they're still the significant better team. And I think basketball is such a matchup-based game that it even without it being that close, if you get the right matchup, you'd be all right.
That's what I was thinking, opposed to what KB said with just like the better team. If that team, they like you said, if they're still a decent team, you don't got to be no bottom team that somehow made it to play and making it like you're still a respectable team. If you favor that matchup, you could have a chance. And again, it does depend usually on the better team that comes out of it. But matchups is probably like 50% of the battle, I feel like.
And just getting hot. Like the Heat went on that run because literally everybody couldn't miss from three. Like they literally were just knocking down threes crazy. Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus,
yeah.
Duncan Robinson like everybody was literally just knocking down threes, and then Jimmy Butler was being Jimmy.
Basically 3 series too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think there are certain teams that are also just constructed to be really good, strong playoff performing teams. Because you got a little bit of everything. They have a decent balance of offense and defense, or they are heavily on one side, on the defensive side. And anytime you're a defensive-minded team like a Orlando Magic, you're always going to have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all I need is for my star player to give me 30, because we gonna lock shit up on the other end. So I don't think it's as far-fetched. Now, I also don't think we're going to see a bunch, but my initial was like, man, we ain't going to ever see one. Like, we ain't going to see one in the next 10 to 20 years. But then the more I think about it, it's like, yeah, we could definitely see one. But I don't think anybody with Pierre would be like, oh, I think was the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
That was like crazy.
But even then, it was, but it wasn't, because it was crazy because they weren't good in the regular season. But the year before that, they were the 1 seed.
They were.
So it's not like it came out of nowhere. Like that team had been really competent. And the year before that, they made it to the conference finals. And then the year before that, it was the NBA finals. So it's like that team had the reputation of going on deep runs. So it was
You're
amazing
actually right,
to see
because
it.
I'm forgetting about
Because they almost didn't make it.
the injuries.
And then the Bulls sucked and Max Strus.
They had the Giannis injury.
Mm-hmm.
There was another injury.
So they played the Knicks in the next round. I think y'all were healthy though.
No, we didn't have Julius Randle.
Oh,
I think he hurt his ankle or something.
Yeah.
Or if we did have him, he was. I don't know.
Julius Randle playoff stuff. We know that one.
That's very true.
Either way, I think that also when you win a championship, you have to have like a top 7 guy in most cases, unless you have the perfectly constructed team like this year's Boston Celtics.
What I was picking up on when D-Mills was saying, especially with the West team, like the Suns have Kevin Durant, LeBron James with the Lakers. Like
LeBron James. That's Joel Santana.
LeBron James with the Lakers. It also depends on that top guy. So if one of them guys do find their way down there, then it's like, okay,
like the
maybe
Warriors
they
will
can.
always have a chance. I think they have Stephen Curry.
I don't think they have a chance this year.
If they get in, they're not a team want to play in the first round just because they have.
That's a lot different than winning a championship. Though.
No, but I'm saying like they could if he gets playing in that mode, they can go on a run.
Oh, I thought that conversation was championship though. Going on a run is completely different.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if I would be surprised, but if it's somehow like you got Wiggins playing at a good level, like we saw him playing when they won the championship and Steph Curry's doing his thing, and they went and won the championship as like the 8th seed.
That would be extremely surprising.
I was gonna say that might be the most out of the Lakers and the Warriors, because I feel like they're kind of close to each other. Maybe then like the Clippers. I think the Warriors is probably like the second most surprising to see if they came out of that with a championship.
Especially considering how much turnover they had this offseason, where they have like 4 new pieces that they got to incorporate. I would be extremely surprised, but then that would just add to Steph Curry's legacy, so I'll be here for it.
I would
say that would be the most amazing championship. He got another one?
Yeah.
I think they are highly slept on, but I don't think they're gonna win the championship. But if I had to put my money on a couple of teams like that tier, I put the most money on them.
Yeah, I think so.
I would put more money on them versus the Lakers.
I would do that too.
That's y'all.
Them boys.
Who else is in that tier? Who else is in that conversation?
He said the Clippers?
No.
I'm talking about just like
on the Clippers.
Teams that's probably going to be in that same range. It was like teams that you probably think are going to be top 6. It's going to like play in teams around there. I feel like the Lakers, Clippers are on that type of thing.
I don't know
and
where
Warriors.
to gauge the Clippers at.
I know what a gauge
I
at.
Well,
could
it's also
see them
the last
being-
4 or 5 teams is also really bad as well. So I'm looking at that.
The Clippers
well,
could
not
be-
4 to 5
the
teams.
Clippers
I'd say
could
about
definitely
3
be there.
teams is pretty bad.
They could be a playoff team, but once we
Tyronn
get there,
Lue
I'm just not thinking about them doing anything other than that. Like if they had a really good regular season where they completely missed the play-in, it was a 4 through 6 seed, I wouldn't be extremely surprised at that. But I wouldn't go into the playoffs like, yup, it's about to happen.
Nah,
You
I
think
wasn't thinking
team
that when
could
they
be a
had
4
Paul
through
George.
6 seed?
He said if.
If it happened, I wouldn't be extremely surprised.
If
I wouldn't
they
bet
did
money
that-
on it. I
if
would
they
not bet
did
money
that,
on
I
it.
would be extremely surprised.
You think so?
Yeah.
You know, James Harden don't play.
Yeah,
in
I
that
don't think
regular
their team
season.
is that awful. I think they can be a consistent team. I think the biggest thing is Kawhi Leonard. But like if Kawhi Leonard was as healthy as he was last year, they don't have some god awful team. They just lost Paul George.
James Harden is an innings eater at the point guard position. He gonna give you good point guard play and good regular season wins.
The
Zubac
wings.
just got his extension, and he was great last season. They got better, a little upgrade in defense with Darrick Jones Jr. being on the team. Norman Powell was a 6-man of the year candidate. Like, it's a competent roster, but that's not why they did all the things they did 5 years ago to trade for Paul George. To just have a competent roster in 2024, 2025. So I think they could win a bunch of regular season games potentially. But once we get to the playoffs, there are a lot of teams I'm taking in the 7-game series over them. A lot of teams.
Yeah, but when you look at their roster's serviceable as far as just being a. They brought
Okay,
Batum
yeah.
back. They got Darrick Jones Jr. I like the Chris Dunn pickup as a backup point guard after the year he had. Like KB said, Norman Powell,
But it's all contingent on if Kawhi Leonard plays the same amount of games as last year or more, which I don't even know if that's realistic or not.
That's gonna be the biggest question mark. I think that's like the biggest question mark of the whole season. Like going into the season, I like, what is Kawhi Leonard on?
Didn't he play 72 games last year?
I know Dame and Giannis is gonna be there. We know AD and Bron. I know the Suns got their guys. The Clippers are the team where it's like the Clippers could be out of the playoffs or they could be.
Oh, no, he played 68 games.
It
last
could be
year.
6
Okay.
seed.
I wonder if he be looking at it like his team not really on nothing. Say it's like they get in, they're like 7th seed, they're not looking too good or something like that, and he's dealing with any type of like soreness. I don't think he's trying to battle through that. I just don't
Was he
think
trying to battle through it when they was not the 7th seed?
I think last year was a year they were like, we gotta this is the last, we gotta try to do it this year.
Was it? Because
I
or
think
was
it
that him
was.
saying, "Hey, when I say I'm hurt, stop asking me to play"? Because look what I just did.
Well,
That
he
2
be playing
games,
up
my
when
boy was out
anybody
there
asks
like
him about being hurt.
Yeah.
he was. Kawhi was looking
What was
crazy.
worse, the Kawhi Leonard 2 games or the OG Anunoby 2 minutes?
Kawhi 2 games.
Kawhi 2 games.
Kawhi 2
OG
games.
Anunoby 2 minutes made me a believer. I'm like, whoa. He hit that 3 and bounced, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then he got on the outlet, but he started grabbing. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
He tried, though. Both of them tried. Kawhi just hurt the team a lot more.
Kawhi's peak is so ridiculous too, which is so
So crazy.
unfortunate that we haven't been able to get it full time for what, 4 years now or 3 years now
We haven't
He hasn't
got.
played 70 games.
since the Spurs in like
But when you see that
2018.
glimpse, when he just
2016,
getting his bag,
2017.
he not missing from mid range. He doing
Yes.
the pull up threes.
I don't think we have gotten it since he's become a superstar.
Yeah. Again, that Toronto year is the only one. And how many
Yeah.
games he played? 55, 60 games in Toronto?
In Toronto, he played 60.
60 games.
Because I feel like that year was when he solidified, like, I am for sure capable of being a top 5, top 3 player. They were saying he's the best player in the league after
Yeah.
that run, and it
Yeah.
was rightfully so. After that, we all was like, okay, we want to see it again for the full season. You know, and now he went and got Paul George on the Clippers. Let's see it. He going to battle LeBron LA, and I think it's just been a little disappointing. Not his fault because he's hurt, but we wanted to see the battle of LA and the Clippers versus Lakers, LeBron and AD, Kawhi and Paul George, and they gonna play 7 games in the Staples
Yeah.
to see who going to the finals, and
Yeah,
Kawhi
and
gonna.
that's
hit
why I felt like it was just it's sad because we always just wrote it off for a couple years when the Clippers didn't like really do anything because they were always dealing with injuries,
yeah.
and we would always get like a really good performance from one of them, whether it be like Paul George doing it against the Suns. He's like, man, if they had Kawhi Leonard, they might be looking at a championship or
So
something.
let
like
me
that.
That's
ask y'all
crazy.
this.
This is
No, go ahead.
That's kind of crazy when you look at the Clippers. Like injuries is like a thing with the Clippers. From the Lob City
Chris
Clippers,
Paul.
They are the
Chris
most
Paul,
cursed
Blake
fan base
Griffin,
in basketball.
and then they make this big trade, and now Paul George.
So
and
is this
Kawhi-
Donald Sterling fault?
Karma.
From what he did 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Could be.
All those years ago.
Or maybe it was just the fact that they were sharing an arena and now the curse is broken now that the Intuit Dome is open. But now the roster's not good enough for the curse to be broken.
Donald Sterling was really on some BS. Besides the obvious stuff, but just like how he was running the team to just try to make, like, he wasn't trying to put a winner out there.
Now they got a guy that's willing to pay all the money in the world to put together a roster.
My man was drafting guys and was like, oh, shit, he turned out to be decent. We got to pay him. Let's let him go.
Bro, some of those articles with Blake Griffin is crazy. How they went to the party and Blake Griffin was like a toy to Sterling when he was telling his people, feel his muscles, see how strong this man is. And it's like, it's crazy to think about. And I wonder how many times Blake Griffin has had to like talk through this shit in therapy. Because I can imagine it's somewhat traumatizing as a 18, 19-year-old dude having to go to these fucking billionaire parties and just be on the stage and watch people look at you like a fucking, I don't know, slave.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That is
like
crazy.
Like a pet animal.
Yeah.
Look at his muscles.
Look at his muscles. Touch his muscles, man. He's only 19 years old. You remember, you look like you were 19 years old. You were nothing like him.
You know, dumb ones don't usually get hair like that.
Well, you know he's half. You know he's half. So
that's how Donald Sterling was talking.
That's how he's moving. And then he got to the scandal with his wife, and it's just, I'm so happy he's out of our lives as an NBA fan.
Old with money, people with money be out of touch. But then you old with money, you super out of touch.
Yeah.
He and that like, those kind don't usually have that orange burnt hair Blake has. He's special. It's my Blake Griffin, my rookie of the year. He can jump over a Kia. Hey,
Bring
hey, Kyle, call for the Kia. Blake, did you bring some shoes?
That is crazy.
It would be even more impressive if you could do it in those loafers.
That's crazy.
Blake Griffin has a full Players Tribune article from 2014, kind of talking about it. If anybody wanted to go back and read it, and
we should just reminisce.
ESPN also has an article about it from that same era.
We was all supposed to bring some stuff up here, and I got some stuff. But I want to reminisce because I feel like there are so many guys, and we can talk about eras all the way back. I'm sure the 80s have them, the 90s, the early 2000s, they are guys. But just the era that we all know we was a part of, and a lot of the viewers, we have some special talents that I really think will get lost in the cracks of all of this shit, and it breaks my heart. But that's one thing I am grateful for social media for, because every once in a while, I'll be scrolling through my timeline and I'll see some love to somebody. But you see I read like a thing, I thought John Wall said something crazy. It was like NBA players react to John Wall's post. But it was John Wall's birthday. But he was just getting a lot of love. But it's like John Wall. Think about the talent of John Wall. 15 years from now, I don't think people are going to be sitting around, huddled around, talking about John Wall, how I think they probably potentially should. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blake Griffin was incredible. But the last, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years of his career, but after the Pistons, it's like it got lost in translation.
I was actually surprised. I thought Blake Griffin was so damn skilled that he would transition well as he got older.
He did. I think like, his knees,
his body just gave out.
His knees started getting really
bad. It was
bad.
just so sad that his body couldn't keep up with him.
Because he put so many miles on his body, and he came into the league already. Before his rookie year, he had a knee injury, and he was so explosive. But then he was so skilled, but he was also such a force that it's like, I agree with you. I was looking like, okay, the Nets got Blake Griffin. I think Blake Griffin could be like a dirty work player who's physical and can do a lot of different things. But yeah, his body just gave out. But if you take Blake Griffin and you kind of like put him in a shell and have him do a lot of the lesser shit, I think he would have thrived in that if he just didn't have so much mileage on his body with so many injuries. Because like you said with the curse of the Clippers, he already had so many injuries just from that era. And then you think about the injuries with the Pistons where he played on his last leg. Like,
he literally won them a game with a torn meniscus or something like that.
And that was against the Bucks, the Giannis Bucks, which was a team that not a lot of teams could really beat back then with a Pistons type unit. Mm-hmm. Even Darren Williams, like that whatever man page, when you just go watch some of the things, you'd be like, man, like Darren Williams.
And his fall off was so crazy. Like you don't see point guards like fall off the cliff like that. Because like point guards usually have some time. Like you even seen him Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul got older, but like Chris Paul still is serviceable and still can do a lot of good things for you on the basketball court. Darren Williams went to that Cavs team and just like he didn't know how to play basketball no more.
Yeah, his last year was 2016, 2017. He started 40 games with Dallas. He got traded or whatever. Ended up in Cleveland for 24 games, where his stats don't look bad. 46% from the field,
It's the
40%
playoff stats.
from three, and then playoffs come around, and his last playoff run in Cleveland, round one, he averages 8 points per game on 70% shooting. So that, goddamn, is it all layups?
Round one, they played a joke. It was the Bronto series or something.
But the finals, where they end up losing 4-1, he played 12 minutes per game. He averaged 1 point, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 12% from the field. 12% from the field.
Oh, wow.
The saddest way to see somebody you grew up loving go out. I'm talking about couldn't make a shot. Yeah. LeBron generating every open shot for all of those guys, but Darren Williams stuck out like a sore thumb, man. Just couldn't throw a rock in the ocean.
He got to 32 years old, which is like really impressive.
But that's still considered like your prime.
And he wasn't a one and done player, so he came into the NBA.
Came in at 21. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when you're 32, you still got it. Like, you still one of those dudes in the league. It's crazy to see him still be at 32 and just not be serviceable.
Right.
Especially from being that good.
Like, how come no shot? But when you see how Mike Conley has aged, it's just like, damn.
Or Rondo. Rondo aged great. Rondo was still very good at basketball when he was playing. Like, he was a big reason they won that championship, the Lakers. Rondo was a big reason why y'all won that championship.
Yeah, I can't remember how bad of injuries Darren Williams had. I know he had a few ankle injuries, but I don't.
That's what I was gonna ask too, because I don't remember any injury, like major injuries as far as later in his career.
Yeah, he had some. I knew something was off when he came to Dallas with a bald head. That definitely pissed me off. I'm like, Darren Williams, what are you doing, bro?
Now he's fighting though.
Yeah,
MMA.
UFC, yeah. Oh, is it MMA?
Yeah.
Is he actually competitively fighting?
Yeah,
or is it just
he will whoop your ass.
Oh shit.
Who did he fight? He fought somebody.
I'm not sure.
Oh, he had actual. Oh wow.
Oh, I thought I remember. Yeah. I thought I seen it on Twitter. I can't remember.
He fought a football player. He fought Frank Gore.
Yeah.
He fought Frank Gore, and he won. Darren Williams.
Oh.
He sure did.
Frank Gore's a big
Battle
dude.
the old hits.
He knocked him through the ropes.
That's a big dude to be fighting.
But that's because Darren Williams is he's actually a fighter. Darren Williams is already a stocky, strong guy.
Okay.
There you go, man. He's a big
I
point guard.
don't know why I envision him being in different weight classes.
I mean, I can see that. Maybe they scrapped it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Frank Gore was huge too. But Frank Gore wasn't 6'3".
Darren Williams is pretty big too, though. Like, he's 6'3". I feel like in the ring is already pretty big, and it's not like he was skinny. He was definitely built.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of some other guy. Brandon Roy, we didn't really get to see the maximization of that. It's just, sometimes I see certain guys and I see their name, or we'll go and we'll play my team, and I'll see certain guys and I'll just be like, damn, like, what happened to you?
I know Jeff Green was a guy that he dealt with those heart issues, but Jeff Green was really good. Like, he was really
Still is, to be honest, for his age.
He was really, like, ascending in the league, and then he had those heart issues, and then he kind of he never got back to being the guy we saw in Boston when he was averaging, like, over 20 a game.
I think 20 on the head.
Yeah.
He had to sit out the 2011-2012 season with the heart condition, which is like kind of a blessing they were able to find it, man. A lot of people don't end up finding out that they have a heart condition until it's too late. And only one season missed, which is insane, because we've had like legends have to retire because of a heart condition.
Marcus did too.
Yeah. And then Chris Bosh had a clotting issue, but not the same, but still, forced to retire because of some medical issues. Yeah. They found it. I think he had the open heart surgery and was able to come back a year later, and here he is at age 66, still hooping.
I got John Wall's stats in front of me right now. What do you think his stats were for his best year?
20 points exactly.
20.
11
Never was a 25-point score.
Yeah, no. I would say 20 exactly and 11.4 assists per.
But I'll let you cook. Go ahead.
I'll go 23, 12, 7 rebounds, maybe 2 steals.
Damn, he not Russell now.
Yeah. Give me 21.
The 2 steals feel about right in his best season.
21. I'm going to go like 2.3 steal, almost 2.5. I'm going to go probably like 0.8 blocks. And then the assists was tough. I'm going to go 10.7 assists.
Bro, 10.7 is his most assists on a per game basis. That was right on the head.
That's crazy. You hit it
Points
right
per game was the same year. He was also 7th in MVP voting. He was averaging 23.1 points.
Okay, so
which is more than I thought he was going to average too.
I just watched a video by TBA. Shout out to the Black Oak High game. He was talking about John Wall. The video's not about John Wall. It was just a brief mention about how he was really pissed off at Ronnie because that season, that his career year, he ended up being like an 89 overall, and he was like, "Ronnie, my overall too low."
That was a thing that I had.
And then they were
pulled-
like Twitter fighting.
That was the thing I had pulled up, where it says, it's a Bleacher Report article, most insulting NBA 2K25 ratings for every team. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about some of these.
What an article, BR.
Off season.
Off-season,
Yeah,
for
off-season.
For sure.
Atlanta Hawks, Bogdanovich, 80 overall. Do y'all think that's insulting?
No.
That's
I think
fine.
that's solid. That's solid for a 6-man.
What did they want him? 84?
Yeah, I was confused because they said, sorry, we all forgot about Bogdan's delightful return in Paris against Team USA, but it's like,
That's his
nobody's
FIBA
rating
overall?
really-
you don't increase his overall because of his
You
FIBA
might as well
play.
put Patty Mills at a 40.
And then
Oh,
the
he just retired.
Their last counter argument is he's better than some of his teammates. So DeAndre Hunter has the same overall. Aneka Conway has the same overall.
Oh, that's a better argument, but I
Oh.
think it's more of an argument that those dudes should
Other
go
dudes should
down
be lower.
versus he go up.
Sam Hauser's 87 3-point rating.
Now that's crazy.
I think he should be in a 90 3-point range. I wouldn't be mad at
He
it.
does.
But
He
it's
does-
also
yeah.
like
Relative.
it's 3 overall space.
If he's not a 90 or better, what are we even doing here is their argument. Dorian Finney-Smith, 76 overall.
I can see that.
They said it's a problem because it's exactly the same number Ben Simmons got.
Yeah. See, now they making some really compelling arguments.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
This one, they could have missed me. They could have kept this one. Charlotte Hornets, Seth Curry's 83-point rating.
Now that's kind of crazy.
I think it should be higher.
At
Curry
some
shot
people-
35.2% last season.
Numbers
And
don't lie.
some people, I just feel like when you putting on Steph Curry or Sam Hauser attributes, the first thing you raising up is the
The
3-pointer.
rating.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else.
Chicago Bulls. What's your guess?
Kobe White.
Zach LaVine's 83 overall.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Zach LaVine's in 83. Yeah.
LaVine is a victim of his contract, and it seems unfair. He deserves to rate ahead of guys like C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Jalen Green. I didn't know Jalen Green had high overall,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the argument. Darius Garland for the Cavs. Yeah, he's an 82.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like an 88 last year?
At
I
one
felt
He
point
like
was
he
at
was
like an
high
86, 87 because I
'Cause
had
I
him on
had
my
him-
team.
I had him on my team too.
Yeah, I mean, but they probably considering last year
Mhm.
he regressed. He had a underwhelming
Did he
season last-
regress, or did he have a very tough year?
I think he regressed.
Yeah,
too,
he had
though.
a very You could have a tough year, and it kind of could seem meaning regressing.
Mhm.
If I have an injury-riddled season, am I regressed, or did I have an injury-riddled season?
No, but even when he was playing,
When
he
Derrick
wasn't-
Rose is the MVP and he was coming back hurt, did you think he regressed, or did you think he was hurt?
I thought he was hurt, but that's different.
See, that's my problem. They'll
But
regress
I mean,
him.
it was regression at the same time, though.
Yeah,
How?
He wasn't nearly as good.
yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the years later. When Derrick Rose came back from the first injury, we didn't feel like Derrick Rose regressed. He just got hurt again.
Yeah, I mean, but he still regressed though.
No. In hindsight, you're talking in hindsight.
No,
Yes,
but I'm
in
still
hindsight,
saying when he came
regressed
back, he still wasn't playing at Derrick Rose level.
because he was fresh off of an injury. I don't know. Any player that bounced
But
back
no,
from an
I
injury.
understand, both of y'all are correct though. But again, I think that the point of 2K is to take it the information that they had from last season. So that's why.
No.
I was gonna say, no, it's not.
No,
'Cause they
no,
would still
no. Because
have-
Montrezl Harrell wouldn't
Dwight-
have
oh, well,
14 badges.
You know, I'm not here to defend 2K.
Dwight
I'm just saying
Howard
in
still
gen-
got anchor on goal.
Come on.
because even the Steph Curry one,
Come
you say he
on.
shot 35%, so his 3-point rating drop. I think it's just the way they supposed to do it. So like, Darius Garland had a worse season this year than last year, so his overall should drop in theory. But also, I'm not saying that I'm expecting that to be who he is for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
Dallas Mavericks, Najee Marshall, 64 defending rating. That's not
Like,
really
get
surprising.
out of
That's-
this article. Yeah, I'm pissed at 2K already. I can't listen.
Nikola
actually- yeah, that's
Jokic,
extremely
97. They want him to be a 98.
Ooh. Ooh. Put his D-ball IQ up 1 point. He'll be all right.
Simone Fontecchio's 78 overall. They think he should be higher.
I like Fontecchio a lot.
I like him, but
78 is just.
yeah,
78
78
is
is just
fine.
fine. Let him earn it.
let me see what they got for our teams, Mike. They think Fred VanVleet, this is a Derrick one. He's an 84 overall. I guess they think he should be higher.
Really,
don't
84
see
seems
why.
solid.
Oh, no, I think they might think he's too high. Because I didn't realize you had him in the top 10 point guards.
Yeah.
They posted all of our lists, and that just went over my. I didn't realize. Tyrese Halliburton 90.
What's the issue with that?
It's
Think
too
it's
high.
too
That's
high.
too many people in 90 overall club.
Well,
Oh,
considering
there's-
individual
there's
numbers,
20 of
scoring
them.
efficiency,
Yeah,
the team's success, you could reasonably include Kyrie, Brown, Donovan Mitchell are all roughly valuable as Halliburton, but it's difficult to explain those three grading out 2 full points ahead of him. They saying he should be higher.
See, yeah, I'm not a fan of this article or 2K.
Los Angeles Lakers, Anthony Davis, 94 overall.
They saying it's too high?
No, it's too low.
See that we can't have everybody be 95s and everybody be 90s.
What?
Honestly, 94. I thought that
94
was like
feels great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it
that felt
does.
solid.
It still puts him top 10 in the league.
They got your argument up here. Dante DiVincenzo, 86 3-point rating. Did you say he should be higher after the year he had?
it should be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at an 88, but we talking 2 points. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You said 86, right?
Yeah.
What was he?
I wouldn't even be mad.
What was he as a shooter last year? He was a top what shooter?
He was like top 3 in the league.
He should be higher than 88.
Because right now they have Steph Curry, Grayson Allen is 2.
But
and
I don't know.
forget who
I don't know
3
if that
is.
was percentage wise. I know that was like volume and makes. I feel like.
Which is what it should always be about.
Mhm.
Because the percentage, I could shoot 44% on two makes.
The Darius Miller
I mean,
effect.
2 takes.
Yeah, where he shot like 1 free throw.
He shot 12 free throws with 12 for 12, 99 free throw percentage. That's all you needed. That's all you need. He was perfect.
Was that 2K logic when they gave him that 99 free throw? Or what did he have?
I
What
just
free
think
throw
they
did
didn't give a damn about
That was crazy.
They
that
like
he
it's
had a
Darius
99
Yes,
Miller.
Darius Miller. Let's give him one thing. He hit his free throws, 7 of them. All right, bet. 99. I have 4 top 5 lists that I've curated myself. And I want y'all to tell me if y'all agree or disagree with these top 5 lists.
Okay.
The first 2, well, I guess all of these are kind of projecting for next season. These are the teams I think are going to have the top 5 defenses this year. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves will be a number 1 defense in basketball next season. I think that Rudy Gobert is still going to be his point. Jaden McDaniels is going to be great. Y'all know they were great this year. I think they're going to be great next year. I don't see a lot of aggression because sometimes you see a team be really good defensively. Then you look like into the stats, you realize that they had great 3-point percentage luck and their defender, they were leaving the corners open and their opposing team shot terrible from the corners. Everything about Minnesota's defense numbers look real, so I'm going to say that they are real. Number 2, I think the Cavs are back, baby. I think the Cavs are back to top 5 defensively after last year just missing the cut. I think they're going to be number 2 because health more than anything. I think they're going to be healthier
That
this
was a
year than
team.
last
I
year.
had a couple teams that popped in my mind that I was like, I wanted to hear you say. Cavs was one of those teams.
My number 3 team, the Orlando Magic.
Mhm.
I also don't think that what they did last season was a fluke, and they added KCP to add to that wing defense. I think they're going to end up top 5 again. Number 4, the Boston Celtics. Now, last year they were top 3, but I think with Porzingis being out for quite a bit of time, that they might regress just a little bit, but still end up in my top 5. And my last top 5 defensive team is the OKC Thunder. They were also top 5 last year. They added some more defensive-oriented pieces with Alex Caruso being on the team and Isaiah Hartenstein. 2 tough cuts that I wanted to try to fit in the top 5. I think Memphis will be back in that range after the last year they were completely healthy. They were top 5, and Jaren Jackson Jr. won DPOY. And the Spurs for the last 3 months of the season had the 9th best defense,
Okay.
and now they have real players too, and Wemby is amazing. So I wanted to try to fit them in top 5, but they're going to miss the cut.
I could see OKC being higher, just because of the Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein additions. They already were one of the best. Adding those 2 dudes,
Mhm.
I just think it only makes you significantly better. Like, would you have them at 5?
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see them being
Who
top
was
2.
the 2 teams you mentioned again? You said the Spurs and who?
Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies.
Who are some teams that didn't make the cut that y'all would
I think
maybe
about the Knicks and their
Oh, yeah,
defenders
the
that
Knicks.
they have.
Mhm.
Instantly.
Yeah, the Knicks are number 1 of the
Instantly.
biggest snub to not be in the top 5. They
Instantly.
have literally nothing but defensive wings. Like, yeah, it's gonna be hard to score against the Knicks.
Orlando.
Orlando.
They were number
He said
3.
Orlando.
They were number 3. Not mad at it.
I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know about top 5, but Rockets, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they were like around there or at least like top 10.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be a really good defensive team.
Yeah, Ime, at least since they've been usually around top 10. So for them to be a bad team but be top 10 defensively is very impressive.
Here are my top 5 offenses for next season.
This one's gonna be interesting.
Number 1, the OKC Thunder. I think they keep that spot. Or they were number 2 last year. I think they jump up to number 1. Number 2, the Boston Celtics. Number 3, I think the Phoenix Suns offensively is going to be dangerous. They got a point guard. They got Kevin Durant, obviously. They got Devin Booker, obviously. I think that this is going to be the
You know
year.
what? It's
And last year
about time.
they were 7 last
Yeah.
year. So it's not that crazy to think that they can jump up a few more percentage points, end up in the top 5. Number 4, I got the Indiana Pacers and a sneaky team. And this is because I didn't want to just go consensus based on last year. I think the Bucks are going to be top 5 offensively next year.
So you're saying that there's going to be a jump from Damian Lillard? That's really only
Not a jump. I wouldn't say a jump necessarily.
Did you say Dallas in
I
there?
think it's just going to be more. No, I think he's just going to be more consistent this year than last year.
I could see that, but like I could see Dallas being a better offensive team than the Milwaukee Bucks.
Wouldn't argue against it.
Trying to think of anybody. The Kings may be sneaky. They might get back in there with adding DeMar. The Pacers.
They
Did
were
you
in
say
there.
the Pacers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Pacers are a lock for a top 5 offense, I think.
I want to look
Philly.
what Philly was last year, because I think Pace got to deal with a little bit of it.
The Phillies numbers are going to be skewed because Joel missed 39 games,
Yeah.
or he played 39 games,
Yeah,
so he missed a bunch.
It is going to be skewed.
But when he was healthy, I would assume they were in that range of top 5,
Mhm.
and now they add Paul George, so maybe.
I like Philadelphia. They shit just gonna flow so easy.
Yeah, the thing with the Phoenix Suns, they so mid-range jumper heavy. It's gonna be hard for me to see them be in top 5. Like,
What's wrong with mid-range jumpers?
They were 7 last year.
no, but I don't think you really see heavy mid-range shooting teams be top 5.
They were 7 last year.
No, 7 is.
Hey, I want you to go back to watch the 16 Warriors. Now, they did have the greatest three-point shooter of all time, but a lot of that offense was mid-range jump shooting.
And they had Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
That era, Steph Curry was shooting the most. That was like the introductory of his mid-range game. I'll
Yeah.
never forget those years when they assembled that team, and it was like Steph Curry is introducing a new weapon, mid-range shot.
Top 5 young, important players.
Young and important? No,
Young and
what's up?
important. Evan Mobley. I think that these are the dudes that I mentioned are going to be the guys that if they untap their potential, their team is in a whole nother stratosphere of conversation. I think if
Okay.
Evan Mobley becomes an all-star at one point, that what the Cleveland Cavaliers are building goes to a whole nother level. We know we're getting from Donovan Mitchell. We have an idea what Darius Garland is or can be with them, but like Evan Mobley is a guy that if he jumps, then everything we mentioned about Cleveland goes to a whole nother level. That if Evan Mobley becomes an all-star caliber player, then they're in the next conversation with those top, with the Phillies of the world, with the Bostons
What does he
of the
do to
world.
become that? Because
No, I don't think he'll make it, but I mean, like, just to be a guy that his
Yeah.
impact is offensive.
I think the conversation is cool there for him, because does that also mean that he's a full-time starting 5?
I don't
No,
think it's
I don't
necessary.
think I don't think that'll happen with Jared Allen. I think they really like that big front court.
And they just extended Jared Allen, so the
Yeah.
earliest he could get traded potentially.
Yeah, I
is
don't mind the
February.
big front court either. I think that's what part of makes that defense so elite. It's just because, actually, I'm just a big fan in general of having 2 rim protectors, or at least one dude that can anchor down low, while the other guy is trying to like roll around, or he's
Roam.
helping around and
Yeah.
roaming. I think that's probably one of the best defense you can.
I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. won a DPOY like that 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
where like they put him on the worst offensive player and let him roam, and he averaged the most blocks per minute in like the last 30 years.
That's why, and this is a little bit on a tangent, but did you see all the conversation where people talking about like put Anthony Davis at the 4 again or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
And that's
in
how I think
USA.
that would be like my thing is like I think our defense would be literally a top 5 defense if we had him back at the 4.
What would happen to that offense, though?
Honestly, I don't know. It'd probably still be mid-level.
I understand why people were clamoring for that, but when last time he played the 4, his jump shot was real. He can't play the 4 if he can't shoot.
The biggest knockoff is he can't shoot.
Yeah.
So that you would have to get some type of big that
everything
can
would be
stretch the floor.
everything would be fixed if he was knocking that shit down.
He's still a damn good player without a
All
doubt.
right,
That's the
hey,
best part
hey,
about
we
it.
would never argue
This
against that.
guy.
We'll never argue against
This
that.
guy.
But that's why I say I feel like if they
No
was going to get a
criticism
big,
to Anthony Davis ever.
he's going to have to stretch the floor, and there's not too many out there.
My next dude, and this is probably half of him, is Jeremy Sohan. And the reason I say this is because Wemby's in the same conversation as a Luka Doncic. Sohan. Luka's in the same conversation as Luka and LeBron
Wemby
James.
is in a conversation with Luka and Wemby.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he is too fucking good for them to get another high lottery pick. So building around him is going to be difficult. You remember Luka came in, they got one more lottery pick. And then
Yeah.
after that, they've been a playoff team every single season. Same thing with LeBron James. They missed a playoff
I
once.
think this Spurs team and what they already have is better from a talent perspective than what Luka had.
Yeah.
Luka didn't even have a Devin Vassell.
Yeah.
I would agree. Well, he had his Dennis Smith Jr., right?
Yeah.
Luka didn't even have a Devin Vassell.
But my point is that, like, usually it's like we're bad for a couple seasons. We get the first overall pick. Next year, we get the 12th overall pick. I mean, they do have Castle, who's top 5.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're not going to see a top 5 pick in the Wemby era, unless, knock on wood, Wemby goes down with an injury.
No, unless the Timberwolves, because they got that future pick because
And
of the Rob
31.
Derrick.
Yeah. At that point,
Hey, do they
31
have the
feels
Hawks pick?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
I know it's some protections on it, but
I actually don't know if it is protections on this year's pick. So, I mean, I'm based on his production there, them being bad, and that means they get a lottery pick there. So, like, now their core, of course, is Wembanyama, it's Devin Vassell, and then it's Castle and it's Jeremy. Jeremy could be the missing piece to put everything together because you don't know if you're getting
I
that
think this
missing
is a
piece
big
unless
year
you
for
draft
him.
him at 22nd.
My only pushback to that is they're in the West, and the West is so damn good that they're probably not gonna be.
I'm thinking bigger picture the next season, though. That if we get to the point where the Spurs are into contention, Jeremy's going to be a big part of that, whether he's a part of the team
Okay.
or he's traded away for somebody to be a part of it.
I mean, I agree. I like that we're bringing up Jeremy Sohan's name, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's that important. Just because I think they have so many assets. It ain't like with the Mavericks. I don't know what else they had. They had Dennis Smith Jr. Then they had got Luka, and that was kind of it. The Spurs have Vic. They just got Castle. They have Vassell. And now we're talking about Sohan. And then we're talking about the assets of the Hawks pick, the future Timberwolves pick, the picks they already had. They're going to be able to have a lot of wiggle room, thankfully. So where I don't think he's going to be in a LeBron or Luka Doncic type situation with the talent. And that's another credit to him going to the San Antonio Spurs,
So
which have
year
not
two-
had a lot of misses.
Year 2, Luka, that's Porzingis' first year on the team. I didn't remember Porzingis being only 24 when he ended up there. I thought maybe he was a little bit older than 24. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry, Trey Burke, Jalen Brunson.
Oh, yeah, he had a really good team in second year.
Really
I didn't
good?
realize it was that good.
They made the playoffs and lost.
Those-
to the
none of the-
not that
none of
Jalen
those-
Brunson you know now.
None of those names. The Jalen Brunson, cool, but Jav was also Jalen
Yeah, it was young
Brunson,
Jalen
not
Brunson, yeah.
Knicks Jalen Brunson. Porzingis, that Porzingis is nowhere near the Porzingis even now, and was injury riddled. So
Yeah,
I
Brunson
mean,
was averaging 8 in 17 minutes.
I didn't hear those names and was like, oh, he had a bunch of talent.
No, I was
That
just
kinda
like, I didn't
further on.
realize he had.
Trey Burke. Oh,
No, that was an
Tim Hardaway
offseason.
They've been
Jr.
trying to
Were
get rid of Tim Hardaway for years now.
They did it.
Oh, they did, yeah.
They did it. They
Who's
did
he on the Pistons now?
it. Yep.
So I mean, again, I love the fact that because this is a personal list. This
Right.
is what's important to you. I love that we can talk about Jeremy Sohan because I'm really looking forward to see what he becomes as a player.
Especially since they no longer had to put him at the 1.
They never had to. They just was doing shit.
Yeah, he was experimenting.
But I think the Spurs are actually set up pretty nicely in comparison to the LeBron or Luka, and I think it's a credit to where they were able to get him a little bit later in their quote unquote rebuild instead of him being the first pick. If he was the first or second pick, if you went
You
Devin
blew it all
Vassell,
down, and then this is the first year of being bad. Now we have
then
winning.
now
It's
we're in that
different.
conversation.
Yeah.
But because you already have Devin Vassell and he's kind of already developed, it ain't like we're waiting on him. He still has other levels he can get to, but Devin Vassell's in year 4 or 5 already.
It's going by fast, too. I
it's
think I
going
feel
by
like it's
super
year
fast.
4.
I think he's going into year 4.
And then you get Wemby, Sohan, and now even Castle.
No, year 4 just wrapped. He's going into
the
year
Hawks
5.
pick is unprotected.
It
the
is
Hawks pick
unprotected.
is
Only
unprotected.
the Spurs Bulls first round pick is protected for 2025 and it's top 10 protected.
So they got a lot to work with, and we still don't even know about some of the other pieces. Malachi Branham, what really is he?
Who
We've
knows?
seen
I
little
don't-
pieces, but like
Yeah,
we
I
don't
think
know.
he just kind of stuck behind Vassell, too, because in the same way, like, Malachi Branham plays very similar, just to a lower degree. And so, like, he's a little undersized to play that 3, too.
Yeah,
So he's like
a
about
straight up guard.
6'5" or
Yep.
something like that. So I think he's honestly just kind of stuck behind Devin Vassell.
My next guy is Jalen Suggs because they're allowing him to be a full-time point guard for the first time since his rookie season. There's a lot of pressure in doing that, but they also were kind of point guard by committee last season in a way. Even though I know Markelle Fultz started and everything, but like he wasn't the primary ball handler in a lot of cases.
I'm not looking at Jalen Suggs as probably the primary ball handler, even
Well,
if he's running
The
point
good
guard.
thing is they're so early in what they're doing that they have a year or two to experiment before it matters more.
Yeah, I'm not
I open
questioning
up
he could develop
Instagram
there.
and I don't see nothing
I just
but KB face on here. Your mom, I
Oh
literally
my
open
God.
it. It's your mom wearing the Enjoy basketball hoodie.
uh,
But you said it was Anthony Black.
no, he said
no,
Jalen
Suggs.
Suggs. Just because they're allowing him to be the point guard full time
I look at that as like the Marcus Smart point guard.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like he can share some of the duties,
It
but
could
hey,
work.
throw the balls to the
But
wing.
the one thing I will say is
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs could potentially have a breakout year in that aspect because this Marcus Smart shit identity of him is newer based off last year of him diving into defense. But his whole value of being, what was he, the 4th pick, was his point guard play. When he went to Gonzaga, he ran that team. He was a point guard that pushed the tempo. So hopefully he gets his confidence to really say, okay, this is
I
my
can do this,
position.
yeah.
I'm not competing. Last year they drafted Anthony Black. Oh, that was a little shaky. There's been rumors of Trae Young, Anthony Simons. They looking at me. They gonna let me do me. I got my confidence because I know I can lay my hat on that defensive end, and hopefully he get back to, being that point. But Jalen Suggs is a point guard. Marcus Smart has always been kind
A
of
combo.
right, because we knew him as a scorer.
Jumbo
and then
combo.
He came into the league locking shit up. But Oklahoma State, McDonald's All-American, Marcus Smart will give you 30.
I'm really excited for the defense.
I remember during the draft.
KCP.
I remember during the draft when Marcus Smart got drafted, they were showing all his college highlights. I'm like, he finna be the one. Bro, he was going crazy.
All right, quickly through these last two before we get to our break. Number 4 on my list is Keegan Murray. The responsibility defensively is going to be
Yes.
out of this world. He was great at it last year. They need him to replicate it. They need him to find his 3-point shot again. 40% in his rookie season, 35%, which is still 36%, which is still really good in his sophomore year. But we need him to be, when they say Keegan after 3, we need to hit that 1,000,000 times next season.
To show you how tough it is to be a defender and have to shoot.
Yeah. And lastly, it's Andrew Nembhard.
Okay.
He is the key that could potentially one day open up the Indiana Pacers to being more than just a good team that
I
makes
like
the
this one.
playoffs and stuff.
I would have this one higher than Sohan.
You think so?
He would make Andrew Nembhard made them a different team last year. Made them a completely different
And
team.
his progression puts them to the whole new level. Because if
One-
he stays the same player, this is a team that's going to be a playoff team every season. I don't know if we care about them being a championship team, but if he can be the player that we think he could be, or what we saw when Tyrese was out with that injury in that playoffs, if he can, again, the usage rate's going to be different. He's going to play a different role as a secondary ball handler versus primary ball handler. But that's the key for the Indiana Pacers.
Okay. I see where you went. I
a
see
team
where you
gonna
went
pull
with
a
this
Jalen
list.
Brunson?
Like you ain't go with that. Like I was thinking Chet Holmgren was gonna be on this
Yeah,
list.
too obvious.
But yeah, I see what you. I was like, when you went Evan Mobley, I was like, oh, Chet's probably about to be number 2. But then I see where you went with
It makes sense to me. I don't even think the Chet one fit this because the Thunder, we already look at them as the number 1 team.
I
in the
guess that's
NBA.
true too.
We
Yeah.
already projected them to be that. This is like if Evan Mobley does this, the Cavs could be higher. This would make the Spurs. This would take the
Yep.
Pacers to a different level.
I like how you went with it. I just didn't know where it was going once you went Evan Mobley.
I got one more list, but before we get into that, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
And lastly, this is extremely personal. These are my top 5 League Pass teams for the next season.
Yeah, I like this.
In order to be a League Pass team, you have to have less than 15 nationally televised games.
Okay.
So sorry, Lakers fans, you're not my League Pass team because half of your
Who
games
are
is on national TV.
Do you remember some of the teams that were kind of on the bubble? Like they had 15 or 16 type things?
No.
Oh.
But here's my list. Number 1, the Memphis Grizzlies. How do they
Makes
not have
sense.
15 nationally televised games? I don't know. They were one of the most fun teams last year, 2 years ago, and now Josh is back. I don't know why they wouldn't have as many games, but whatever. Number 2, New Orleans Pelicans are still pretty high on my list. They were in my they didn't make my top 5 last year when they did the recap, but I watched a lot of Pelicans. Zion is a stud. Number 3, the Spurs. Wemby's on the team. Number 4, Indiana Pacers, run and gun offensive team. And number 5, the Orlando Magic, the exact opposite of the Indiana Pacers, a slower, grinded out, defensive oriented team.
This list is interesting. I'm very surprised to see that like Zion doesn't have more nationally televised games. Wemby doesn't, and the Pacers. They're a very high-powered offense that put up a lot of points that your casual fan would love to watch and would gravitate towards. If you put a new fan onto the game, and the Pacers is a team that you would probably have them watch because they literally just play fast, fun, free-flowing. The ball's Hallie's out there doing flashy passes. Like that's a team that you would want on TV for a casual fan.
Smaller market, though. I think that
Smaller
matters.
market, household names. Household names is what the NBA is going to sell you on. They're gonna sell us on
yeah.
LeBron James.
I was
Luka
surprised,
Doncic,
though.
Jason Tatum.
The Spurs have a better argument. I thought that
Yeah.
because they're trying to help Wemby
Yeah.
become the next face of the league, that he would
Yeah.
have more than. I think they end up with 11. Because I got rid of NBA TV games because that shit don't matter to me. I mean, like actually ESPN, Turner, those places. Because NBA TV, that's a cop out to say we got 15. No, you don't. You got
There-
4.
There's three.
It's NBC now.
Yeah, three of
Oh,
the
next year.
last 5 first overall picks are on that list. Zion, Wemby, and Paolo.
Yeah, that's star power.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to see that.
Zion's been hurt.
I mean,
Yeah.
if y'all remember, first
When
year
he first
Zion
came
had
in.
so many nationally televised games. And he
The,
was injured.
the one we remember is in the hotel room in New
Yeah.
York
Yeah.
against the
Novotel,
Spurs.
yeah.
Season opener, yeah.
Mhm.
And then he also was injured, and then they never flexed those games. So we were watching Brandon Ingram by himself on national TV. And you're like, I'll skip this
Giving
one.
Rudy Gobert and the Jazz buckets.
Yeah.
I guess I could see the uncertainty of it. Like if Zion doesn't play, we kind of don't have a backup option.
Mhm.
I could see that. I
They're
guess.
way better at flexing games now than they were when Zion was a rookie, though. There are a few times where now like last year, they just flex games because so-and-so was injured. But, I saw a lot of conversations about Brandon Ingram on Twitter yesterday.
Talk to me. 'cause
I'm
I
not
didn't see
I'm
him.
not a
I
huge
did.
Brandon Ingram guy.
Talk to me.
was
Because
about
y'all
him-
know Brandon
yeah.
Ingram is my boy. I will bull
That was
the
one of the
burner
things that
out.
I wanted to bring up too.
Okay,
Come
you
on.
take it
Yeah.
then. You take it.
Because I swear
So-
I didn't see any of this.
Yeah, no, it was about him missing the team's.
I did see that. Oh.
So Brandon Ingram apparently did not attend the team's voluntary minicamp that was held by the Pelicans in California. The minicamp featured every player on the roster except Brandon Ingram and Daniel Tice. And I don't know why last night I randomly looked up Brandon Ingram on Basketball Reference. It was his birthday.
Happy
His birthday
to you.
was during this camp. Brandon Ingram was probably out celebrating his birthday in the summer and the off season instead of going to minicamp. That's pretty much what I got from it.
Regardless,
These were the conversations.
No, well, it was that's what it started, and then
Yeah.
they were like, Brandon Ingram is not good enough to be worth all of this conversation, yada yada. It's not. I see it. Anything involuntary for me, I'm literally taking it as that. Now, I know this is a different tax bracket, a different
Yeah.
stratosphere of a job, but if it's, I can't be upset that somebody didn't pull up to an involuntary thing.
Yeah, especially if it's during his birthday.
Even if it wasn't, it's a random Tuesday. I love y'all. Like y'all my coworkers, technically y'all my homies too, my best friends, and cousin. If we had an involuntary meeting, I'm not showing up in most cases. I'm be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it's different because you're trying to win a championship and it's a higher stakes. Man, that shit is irrelevant. Y'all have been trying to trade me for 6 months. Like, I want to get paid. And again, I don't know if he's worth $200 million. That's a different conversation. I want to get paid. You're not willing to give me the money I want. I'm in trade rumors to the Utah Jazz. I'm in trade rumors to this team and this team. Is it voluntary? Bet. I'll see y'all when actual training camps start next month, if I'm still on the roster.
So this is just Twitter having these conversations.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot. Because, a lot, what I be realizing, I always say up here, Twitter is full of dumbass people. It literally is.
Thank you, Elon.
It's dumbass people who also, they sit on this like pedestal and this high horse that has no realism and reality in their brain. And that's why I like certain podcasts where player-led things are there, because I heard Andre Iguodala talk about a story of when he was having a contract negotiation with the Denver Nuggets at the time. And he was saying that he had a good relationship with like a manager or a ball boy, and he would be in a locker room. And he was like, he said how there rumors come out and you have people leak certain information, and he says it's very purposeful. Organizations leak things at the right time, and they'll have fans looking at you wrong, and it'll create a perception of you to try to pressure you into taking a deal that you probably wouldn't want because you're starting to feel heat. And he was saying, like, the ball boy came up to him and said, like, man, why you just don't, like, you made all that money. You need, I forget what it is, but I'm just speaking this time, it'll be 40. Damn, KB, you need 40? You made all this money, man. You can't just take the 20 and just stay here? Right. And Andre Iguodala was saying, like, that's how fans think. It's like the player. Forget the billionaire owner who trying to save a buck and a penny. They look at the players was like, man, look, great example. Now I'm 50-50 on this because his deal is like a couple years away, if I'm not mistaken. the Jamar Chase situation.
Oh yeah.
You go on there, everybody's gonna say Jamar Chase is being a diva, yada yada yada. Again, I'm 50-50 on that because dog, you do got some years in your contract. But the Brandon Ingram one is a good thing. He's been in trade rumors for I don't know how long now. He wants a contract extension. He didn't get it. I can understand that. When you put context and realistic thought processes into certain things, I don't understand how certain conversations be coming up. Like, it's just like, again, people are just so kind of out of touch with what's actually going on, and they don't really put every, thought process or perspective into the equation that you end up having these type of conversations.
Yeah.
We're talking about voluntary minicamp with a team that I've been in trade rumors. I've been the number one trade rumor. I'm probably number one trending right now on Fanspo.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it was him and Darius Garland.
Yeah. Like I kept saying involuntary, right?
Yeah.
Were you saying voluntary?
I meant to say voluntary for the people at home.
Involuntary would mean he would have to.
Yeah,
be
it was
there.
a voluntary, but like, with it becoming a conversation, that makes it involuntary. You gonna clown me for not showing up to something that wasn't mandatory?
I had a job like that. Me and one of my best friends got fired from a warehouse job when we was kids, like our first job, because it was voluntary overtime.
I remember you telling me it's voluntary, but it's also mandatory.
It's mandatory because we got fired. We got let go. The very next day, we came back and our badge didn't work.
Like
Because-
that meme with
Jamal-
the football player?
Jamal
literally like that. Literally like that. And we saw a group of guys that was their first day, and we were like, oh, those are our replacements. Because this is just like teenage job, quick little warehouse
Better
job.
Russ.
And it's like, yeah. And it's like everybody else was staying for the overtime. We was kids.
Yeah.
We working with people who need this to feed their family. We like, man, it's some mall money for us. We did 3 to 11. 3 p.m. to 11 at night, and they was talking about stay 2 extra hours. We was like, nah, we good. Came back, not working.
That's crazy.
Like, also, it wasn't voluntary. Y'all just have to mask it as voluntary because you can't say it's mandatory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna make me a Brandon Ingram fan. I hate when like stuff like the conversation around a player is not. It goes
What are some
too
real
far.
things that you see though? I want to know like what's some stuff.
So
that you
people
really
brought
see?
up the playoff stats. It's like you want to be a max player or you want all this money, but in the playoffs you did this. And I feel like context is just completely lacking in that because A, his 1A guy, Zion Williamson, did not play in that series. That's a big one. B, he had only played, 4 games before the playoffs? I mean, no, I'm sorry. His first game back was the fucking play-in. So he went from the play-in win to now a full playoff series, and now you're going against Lou Dort, which
Lou Dort
a
had
significantly better team too.
So it's just, I don't know how we expect a guy. First of all, I guess you give him credit for hooping it. It don't matter. I don't expect him to go out there and be the normal him after him missing a month of plus of basketball.
Did he regress or was he hurt?
Look at the year before that. The year before that, what did he average in the playoffs? Y'all remember his playoff series the year before that without Zion?
No.
So we can okay, let me
I just remember when he was cooking Mikal Bridges' ass.
like,
let me see, let me
against the
see.
Suns.
Yeah, that was the series.
Yeah.
He won
That
2
was
playoff games without Zion against the Suns.
That was only like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel
Or
like
the-
that's like 3 years.
Yeah,
ago.
'cause that was no-
2022.
it was
2022.
Okay.
In 2022,
That felt like 2020.
he averaged 27, 6, and 6, 47% from the field, 41% from 3.
Oh, I remember that.
He was 24 years old when it happened.
I was talking my shit with that.
So
'Cause
I
that's
just-
when Mikal was best perimeter defender.
The world is what have you done for me recently? So he's had 2 playoff series. The last one against OKC. Again, he sucked.
Yeah.
Whole team did.
But just 2 years ago, he was averaging 27 in the playoff series. Like there has to be some type of middle ground. We can't just say he's awful because the last time we saw him, he didn't play well. But the last time we saw him the last time we seen him in a high leverage situation, he averaged 27, 6, and 6.
You're right. So is Kawhi awful? Because the last time we seen him,
He must be. He must be awful. Because the
I
last
guess-
time we saw him, he was-
CJ McCollum was not really good in that playoff series, was he?
I think everybody kind of sucked.
That
that
was the point I was getting to. Because I think CJ McCollum had an amazing
That's
year
where he had
overall.
was it a turnover or maybe he just missed a shot when
He was
he got
missing
the
a lot of
ISO against
shots.
Kason Wallace or whatever? And then,
Oh, yeah,
because
he
Brandon
did.
they were
Yeah.
expecting Brandon Ingram to get the ball, but it ended up being CJ, and that's when they had that switch. And then Kason Wallace switched onto him, and then he locked that
Yeah,
up.
they tried to ISO the rook.
CJ McCollum probably shot 16% or some shit from the 3 in the playoffs. Like
24%.
The
from
most
three.
thing I remember about that Pelican series is I didn't really care what he shot. I just wanted to see Brandon Ingram go out shooting
Yeah,
the ball. That's
for
what
sure.
I wanted to see.
yeah, Brandon Ingram, they can stop playing on Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I do agree with you.
Just
I think it
recency
is
bias.
what have you done for me lately? Too much to an extent because
Especially with the Darius Garland thing. I know it's just he's still very young, but that one year, a lot of people are trying to say, they just downplaying Darius Garland. Like, he can't be one of the top 10 guards
And
in
it's
the league.
funny because the year before when he was an All-Star, or 2 years before when he was an All-Star, they was all on his DICK.
I remember the 50-point game he had.
It's way too much teetering. It's not enough like here. It's like you have guys that have a really good 1 year, and it's like he's the best shit ever. Guys that have not so good of a year, and it's like he's the worst shit ever. There's not a lot of like context or balance. It's not that dramatic in the NBA. Good players are good players. A playoff series doesn't determine what I think of a player.
Well, you got to remember, Pierre, being level-headed does not get you clicks. People don't like your tweet or reply to your tweet if you have.
But
a
that's
level-headed
also
take.
the thing that I want people to start understanding. This shit that they think get them clicks, it don't matter. Getting a click don't matter if you can't do anything with the click. So many people are saying dumb shit and they get the click, but what gets them? Because when we go places, I don't see these people. Do y'all? When we was at All-Star Weekend, we went to the Adidas party. Did you see any of those people that you see on Twitter going viral from these dumb? I didn't see anybody. When we linked up with Peyton Manning, I didn't see a long list of these people in his office sitting around. I'm just being honest. When we was go to the Beach Report offices and when we worked there, did you see was Doug telling you, hey, we just hired this dude because of this tweet he put up when he was bashing Kobe's efficiency for 15 years ago? Look at him.
No.
I'm seeing Cones. Guys like Cone. That's what I'm seeing kind of work their way in. Guys like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm seeing, guys like us. It's just like, I don't know. I just think some of that stuff, they think it takes you a certain place. And I don't really think it gets you anywhere. That $17 that you make because you had some shit on your Twitter. I get tweets that go viral all the time. I see how much money it gets you. I got $12 last month from Twitter. And I get thousands. You know what I'm saying? Like on tweets. So it's like, that shit not really paying off. I be clicking some people bios. I be seeing people shit. I just click those little YouTube links. YouTube channels don't be popping off like that with them tweets, man. Shit don't be doing nothing. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying
the correlation.
It don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
It's just like rap music. We had the drill scene in Chicago. It was everybody was doing the drill shit. It was so negative. I'm gonna shoot your house up. Shoot. Pop, 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 pop. We didn't really have too many people blow up off of that. Chief Keef went. That's the picture. We had Chief Keef go. We had a couple other shit, but the drill shit ain't really manifest nothing.
Yeah.
But then we saw Chance and them come back with some, they ain't my favorite music, but it was way different than that.
Chance is back though.
Acid rap.
Almost everybody from Save Money popped almost. Like him, Vic, Tokyo Sean, like all of them just kind of different. I don't know.
Zion and Brandon Ingram, without Zion Williamson on the court last year, had a plus. Zion
Wait,
and
what?
Brandon Ingram without CJ McCollum
Okay.
on the court last season had a net rating of 13.4 and 700 possessions. Sorry, CJ, get to learn 6-man, buddy.
Wait, what was
That's
it
so
with,
crazy.
What was it with CJ?
Not 13.4.
That's so crazy because I feel like CJ had a really good year last year.
Yeah, but I think those two things can coexist.
Yeah.
Shot
they
the ball
can.
really well.
Yeah, not saying that he bad, but like you got to think about just pieces not fitting as much. Don't mean this puzzle piece doesn't work. It just don't fit with these.
Yeah, I could see Trey Murphy being able to be a much more of a plug-in player for that lineup with Zion and Brandon Ingram, more so than CJ.
They were talking about on Zach Lowe's podcast how they think that Zion is just going to start at the 5 for them this season.
I have no faith
No,
in that.
it
I
can't.
don't even think.
No, what? For real?
I mean,
you
I
was
don't think
pushing
that-
that.
No, I said he can close games out of the 5.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Start.
they doing that, bro.
I just
I
think
don't think
defensively
so.
just puts you in such a big disadvantage. I haven't seen Zion really be able to show he can guard 5s at a high level.
The only
How
argument
many
I
fives
have,
are you worried about him guarding? It's we about counter argument.
I'm not
He's
worried
gonna-
about him guarding the 5. I'm worried about him guarding the paint. That's what I'm more so
That's-
worried
That's
that
better.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have more so said 5s. I should have, yeah.
the only argument I
being
have is
architect.
what do you have to lose? Take a look at it, I guess. This team ain't winning a championship. Nobody's expecting that. Nobody's thinking that. Because if it can unlock something, then you have something. But if it don't, then it's like, we never do it again.
All three of them on the court together, net rating of minus 2.35.
Damn.
So it's a huge swing between when he's off the court with them two versus when they were all on the court together. But also, the on-off numbers say when it was CJ and Brandon Ingram with no Zion, it was a +9. So,
So you say
and all of them off the court completely. You running the bench unit, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, and Jordan Hawkins. Plus 10.13.
Probably going
Trey
against-
Ball.
He's probably
the
going
young
against
guys
other
run.
Yeah.
bench units and second units.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So,
there's context to it. I read a full article about Brandon Ingram yesterday and his season and how much better he could be if he just caught and shot the ball. Seems like very easy stuff, but, he's a dribble taker.
Cool.
A pull-up shooter.
I was just
Brandon
looking on
Ingram.
Reddit, and they had Brandon Ingram's like 3-point shooting stats.
And it
with
came
him.
from the same article I'm referring to.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. And then I was looking. I was surprised that in 1 year he shot like 40-something%, and
Yeah.
that was one of his best years. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that.
I think that was the first year after LA, because in LA he attempted no threes. He was like 2 a game, 1 a game, 1 a game. Then he got to New Orleans, he attempted 6 per game for like 2 years, and now it's back down to like 3.5 or 4. So the question is, why did he stop taking those extra 2 a game? Especially because he was good at it, and when you compare it to how many off the dribble threes, it's night and day in percentage wise. I guess that's the case for everybody. It's easier to catch and shoot versus create a three.
The crazy thing is too, when I made my build on 2K, he's like a Kevin Durant. He's a lengthy scorer. So I looked at Brandon Ingram like highlights too. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, let me figure out the mojo for my dude. And I went to Brandon Ingram Duke highlights. Because it's like when we all playing together, and I'm not finna get the ball and be doing what Kevin Durant doing. So I'm like, he was catching shooting a lot at Duke, and he was icing them. Like he would. I'm like, damn, look at Bi. I'm like, don't we be having conversations about Bi as a catch and shooter? Right? What made him stop doing it?
I want to get a love to the writer of the article, Mike Scherer.
Michael Cera?
Yeah. Last year, the catch and shoot numbers versus pull up numbers are not that much different. 37% on catch and shoot, 34% on pull up. Then the year before that, it was 42% on catch and shoot, 32% on pull ups. Year before that, he's 36% on catch and shoot, 21% on pull up. Year before that, it's 43% versus 30%. Then it's 42% versus 28%. So we're talking about a 10% difference in percentage wise.
As a
when he just
dude
catches and
that's
shoots.
so good at getting in your bag and creating the mid range, I feel like that's the difference. Is like he knows he can do so much more. So he's like, I'm not going to just sit and catch shoot, even though he's really good at it.
What's the volume on these catch and shoot threes?
Last year, 2.5 catch and shoot, 1.3 pull up. Year before that, 2.7 catch and shoot, 1 pull up. Year before that, 3.2 versus 1, 3.8 versus 2.5.
So he is taking more catch and shoot threes than pull up threes.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was. I was
Like
thinking
he's
it was
taking, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was taking more pull up threes than catch and shoot threes.
Yeah, the conversation is like, can we not eliminate pull up, but significantly drop it even more? We turn this 1.5 or this 2.3 pull ups per game into 1 point something, and then you translate it to just a catch and shoot, because that means we're probably going to hit the shot because it's 45% there.
Yeah, I can see that. One thing that can help that a lot is having DeJounte Murray there and having a healthy Zion season. Like, his catch and shoot numbers should naturally go up now that he has a real point guard with him and a healthy Zion season.
That's why it's so high on my league pass thing, because it's such an intriguing roster.
Yeah.
There's so many things that
Seem like a roster that would be in like one of our leagues.
Yeah.
It's like you look up and
like, what are they doing? But then again, it's like,
I like
kind
that
of like
team.
what's going on
Yeah.
over there. But them not having a competent center is still ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
CJ
you
McCollum
can't-
gonna be on that trade. Well, him and if it starts to work out and look good, you know what I mean, they're gonna probably want to keep Brandon Ingram. CJ McCollum will probably be on the trade block, I guess.
I don't mind the Walker Kessler one.
I don't mind it at all either.
Yeah, you might as well try it.
Like,
What
Walker Kessler was
What were
solid.
the
his
details
rookie
on
season.
that?
It was Walker Kessler and stuff for Brandon Ingram.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
This is just a BI chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But I really do want to just see the team just like go with this lineup and just see what
Test
it
the
look
waters
like.
a little
Just see what it look like. You finally now get Brandon Ingram and Zion a real point guard. Just to see what happens. I think you owe it to him to just let it see what that comes from it. At trade deadline, if ain't nothing there, you want to get BI for something, do it. But
That's what I think it's going to end up being, is more so just a fit pick than anything, or at least just get your big
Yeah.
man.
yeah, you're
But
going
if
to lose
they-
some value, but
if they
Yeah.
hooping by trade deadline, now it's like, okay, we kind of got to keep this. Now Brandon Ingram has the leverage in his negotiations, and now he gets the money he wants. And
B.I. just a dog, man.
He is, and that's why you
a
can't.
tiny one.
Tiny though.
dog.
You can't look at it at face value, because already the Pelicans are already so good. So it's not like they're getting rid of a player and they're just taking a huge step back. I think they're in a position where they could trade him away and lose some of that value, but still be on like equal type playing.
I get what
ground,
you mean.
You know,
That's why I like our show. We'll talk about Brandon Ingram catch and shoot for 12 minutes.
They can gain by losing.
yeah, they can.
so your less is more theory.
That's why I love you, because you knew where I was going with it, man. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna have to print out some hoodies. Not just for me. One of those things. Like, what does that mean? Just wearing it to
Less is
Target
more.
and a lady like,
They gonna interpret it meaning something else.
Hey, interpret it how you want.
no, don't. Because my
Do you know
theory
what's the first
in
time I
that
heard
one is
that?
more is more.
More is more.
You know what's the first time I heard that less is more?
What? Me?
No.
Oh.
Damn.
No.
He said you did not come up with that.
It had to be the Charmin commercials, where they be like the little beers or whatever, and they use less toilet paper, so they'll be
yeah.
like, that used to be like part of their slogan, like less is more.
Oh, I thought you meant actually less is more theory.
They made that theory too.
No. I understand the term less is more, but I thought they put the ending on there. I
no.
haven't. When I made
got it
I
patented.
made it the theory.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? I don't think nobody said the less is more theory. I've always heard my whole life, less is more, less is more, less is more. But I was the first one to throw theory at the end of it.
You just creating your own theories. I like that.
Yeah.
Do your
'Cause-
thing.
That's what you got to do to have a theory, right? You got to create it.
The thing about the increasing period.
That's a throwback for the OG fans. Golly.
That's like
What were you
6.
comparing?
LeBron James to the Lakers. To the accretion period.
I remember I used to watch YouTube videos on the accretion.
High as hell.
Nah, I like space.
That
Well, I
was the
guess
most
you mean-
random.
What's your favorite planet?
Earth. I ain't never been to no other planet. I don't be looking at other planets. I think the idea of space is crazy. It's just we got a whole nother part of the universe that we don't even know yet.
He said that like the fuck.
He did pretty much call you a goofy.
He did. When people say that they into space, that mean they do their research on the planets.
Oh, hell.
But wait, can you name the planets?
In our solar system, yeah. We got Mercury, Venus, Mars, Earth, Saturn, Jupiter.
Why not go in order?
Because I don't know the order.
I don't know.
He
I
did
don't know.
say
This
that.
is a song. I don't know.
I don't know the order.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the song.
I don't know. But when you say you're into space, that's the first thing, like, because I don't know shit about
Which one of the planets is tilted on the axis because it got hit by an asteroid 200 million years ago?
Earth.
No.
We're on an axis, though.
But did you hear the
said
rest of
tilted.
it? Tilted on the axis because it got hit by an asteroid 200 million years ago. I don't know which
Who?
one it is either. It's either Jupiter or Saturn. It's one of the two.
So
It's Saturn. Okay,
you
there we go.
occasionally like space. Because Darrick loved that outdoor shit, and so he'll say that, and
He
I'll
lived that
I'll
shit.
ask him something
Yeah.
like, "What's your favorite?" So hypothetically, if we flipped it and he said, "I love space," and I said, "What's your favorite planet?" He wouldn't have said Earth.
He would say
He probably
Neptune
wouldn't.
because
Yeah.
it's blue, and it's got water. It's
I
got,
don't know
So
the names.
that's why I asked that question.
When I think about space, I think planets probably like one of those things that is like a little bit more in the back of my mind. I think about
Just there's no gravity and shit like that.
I think more about like stars, and I think about how like relatively big it is compared to what we actually are. Like we're a
Yeah.
speck
Mhm.
in space. Like this is billions and billions of miles. Like there's
So have you kept up with the people that's up there in space?
I don't
think
do that
anybody
type of
has.
stuff.
Aren't they
think
stuck up
that's
there?
the type of
Yeah.
stuff you hear.
at
Just
least
like
another year. Just another year.
Could
that's
you
the type of
imagine
stuff
being
you get in the
stuck in
news,
space for a year?
or you see in an article. It's like the so and so craft has just reached mile whatever on this like 12-year, because it takes forever for all these things to get there. So you hear about it like every once in a blue moon.
I follow an account on TikTok that's very space oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And they do the same thing. Like, it was one thing that we had a little asteroid show like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I
That if you
remember
went
that.
outside past midnight and looked at the sky, you would see asteroids. But we live in a place where there's light pollution.
Yeah.
So we tried, you just couldn't see shit.
And
I
I
was
think
like,
that
damn,
was
if I
a-
would have known, I went
I
to
think
the
that was a
forest or
rare
something.
one too. It
Super
was
rare.
like it was like once in X amount of years type thing.
Yeah, boy, Darrick
Earth?
don't play. Darrick could be like,
The
yeah,
bluegill
Yup.
swordfish.
we'd be out, take a trip somewhere. Oh man, we gotta go make this stop at, I don't know, Arkansas. Oh man, yeah, they got a lot of land ground creatures. they lay on the ground and they eat all of the worms. The Arkansas ain't got a lot of worms, but even when it rains, because of the land creatures eat them all. It's like, damn, what's your favorite land creature? the Jurassic seaback monkey. Like, what? Yeah, and they green. Look. Like, oh, shit, I never even heard of this. My boy Darrick don't be playing. I rock with that. He put you on game. Boy, you go somewhere, you ask Darrick about it. Hey, man, watch out for them sea lion monkeys. They shit contagious. They just shit out of the air.
That's he most credible in that.
And geography.
No, I was gonna say food. If
Y'all, those top three.
when we in the
He
chat,
put them all together.
When we
Don't
in the
have
group
your
chat-
burger out in the rainforest because the monkey come snap.
when we in our group chat and D Mills say something about food, and he's like, "Man, this good," or then whatever. I
Like he did
know.
last
Yesterday,
know.
I knew he was feeling that pizza.
I
boy.
know.
Oh yeah,
Did you go back?
He put it in a
He
Snapchat.
circled back.
Oh,
yeah.
you did.
yeah. That piece was hidden. That piece.
But
was,
you know what's crazy?
Is it your number one pizza spot now?
yeah, because Rosati's was number one.
But now listen to this though.
What?
I had a pizza place that I went to 2 nights ago,
Okay.
and I've been going for a while. They are now my number one.
Okay. Is it the one you had put in the group chat? I think you had told us new pizza spot alert or something like that.
Boom, it's them.
This them?
They are, and I said the same thing as you, Rose. Like when I vouch for it, I tell
Yeah.
my mom or then I'm like, this is my number one over Rose. And I like Danny's too. But I'm gonna try.
And
to
I
get
had those Italian beef egg rolls.
You
You
did.
rock with
I
them?
hit. Yeah, it was good.
If you ever go again, they got it's like the Chipotle Southwest salad, whatever.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And
I
you can
wanna
get
go
their
back and,
salads
like,
and
yeah.
put it in a wrap. They also got frozen, not margaritas, but it's like a frozen
Martini?
rosé.
Oh,
Slushy.
okay.
Oh man, that had me.
Yeah, I might have to go back and just like try a bunch of shit.
The only
Is
thing
that-
I say is don't get no pizza puff because it's not a pizza puff,
I ain't never had that pizza.
bro.
What was it, a calzone?
It was so big it blew me.
The sweet potato fries is also a hit. They be putting like cinnamon on there or brown
Oh,
sugar. Hey,
I like sweet potato
yeah,
It's
fries.
a
I do too. Yeah, it's like a calzone. It's bigger than a calzone. It's just too big. It had too much going. I couldn't even enjoy it. All that damn cheese and bread. Like I took 2 bites and was like, damn, I'm full.
hey, too much cheese is like the worst thing.
Too-
I won't eat it.
It's
if
the
it got too
worst
much
shit
cheese.
ever. Especially pizza type cheese. It's just
yeah, 'cause
like
it's real thick.
yeah. Big
But
ass.
Pizza puffs are good when you.
Yeah, I thought they was finna give me like a real you dig.
Do Sharks still? Oh, I don't even know. Is Sharks open yet?
I've never been to that.
Oh, but Sharks, they probably gonna have the pizza puffs.
You know
'Cause
who
they
got them,
Hills
right?
did.
Mr. Subs.
Yes, they do.
Mr.
They do
Subs
have
got 'em.
pizza puffs.
And so the Scoobies.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta think about it. Yeah, I
I'm
do
trying to
remember
think
that.
if I should drive to the AEW thing because a part of me want to get a little,
Oh, you want to sip a little bit?
but at the same time, I don't know, man.
We still got one more NBA topic.
Yep. Let's get to
Which
it.
is Mike's, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like it's always a conversation every year about who the actual superstars in the league. Last year it was Tyrese Halliburton. That was the whole conversation of who, if he was a superstar or not.
Is he a superstar?
No.
No. But during the what was it? The
A
in-season
Christian
tournament.
Oh, yeah.
That one he was looking like he was a
Yeah,
superstar.
the
Oh,
first
yeah,
2
that-
months, he was averaging 26 and 11.
Yeah, that boy
20
was
assist games.
hot
Yeah.
topic.
But no, he doesn't. He doesn't
Like
make the
your
cut.
everyday clothes.
Are y'all a generous superstar guy?
I think so. I think I am.
Okay.
I think I'm strict.
I think I'm very strict when it comes to the word superstar.
It can be. Yeah, it depends on the player. You have to like show me something. You have to really show me and convince me that you're a superstar.
So
I
how
just
about
think it takes time to be a superstar. We such
Yeah.
like we just talked about in the last conversation. We such in a rush. It's such a what have you done for me lately? People was calling Luka a superstar his first year, and I was the one that like let's pump our brakes. And it's
He
like
was looking like a superstar.
they was
his
labeling
first
me
year.
as a hater because I wasn't in a rush to do it. You said he was looking like that's the
He
thing.
was.
Like Darrick said, you have to really show. He did have moments. You can have superstar moments and not be a superstar.
So I'm gonna read some names, and y'all tell me if that means that person is a superstar. You tell me if you agree. Nikola Jokic,
Yes.
of course.
superstar,
without a doubt.
unanimous. Luka Doncic,
Yes.
unanimous. Giannis,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
unanimous.
One of my favorite superstars.
Shea.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has reached.
Yeah,
He's
he has reached
reached it,
superstar
yeah.
status.
Okay, I just didn't know if that was gonna be unanimous. I agree that he fits that point. I think the counter argument was like, well, he's really played what
Last year
two
stamped
playoff
it,
series
yeah.
as a star.
Last year stamped it.
He averaged 30 in that first playoff series. Like, I agree, he's a superstar, regardless of if he has a championship or an MVP to prove it. Tatum,
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think what gives it to Tatum is that since he's been in the league, he's consistently been the best player on a playoff team that's consistently went to the playoffs.
He's done about everything you can do except win MVP. I mean, the dude is a superstar. He's literally a superstar. You can't go anywhere and not see the dude. He has his own shoe. He wins. He's a champion. He's on the Ruffles. I see him on commercials. He's a Jordan brand face, not even just like I'm on shoe. You can't miss Jason Tatum. And this is we don't even live in Boston. People in Boston probably don't go a day without seeing or hearing Jason. You probably listen to ESPN 1000 Massachusetts, and you go in, it's an ad read. Hey, it's Jason Tatum from your Boston Celtics. Have you went in and filed for your taxes this year? If not, I know a guy you can do it with. Like,
Joel Embiid,
yes.
Steph Curry.
Yes.
So right now we're at 7 superstars.
The
in
most
basketball.
lovable superstar.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I would think so. I think that playoff run kind of solidified it for me. He really came out and like put a stamp on it.
Man, this is gonna be the toughest.
And
one.
I think he's also becoming more marketable. Like you're seeing him more so. He's in commercials. I forgot who's Adidas. He gets the Adidas shoes. So like he's definitely growing into the marketable thing.
I really think he is teetering that line. I think he is one more. I think this is a season where he fully stamps it, kind of like how Shea did it for me last year.
We be thinking just like, because I was like, maybe he just need that one more year because I want to give it to him. But in the back of my mind too, I'm like, if I'm saying that he only needs that one more year, he might already kind of just be there.
Yeah, he killed.
Because I don't think he's gonna fall back from anything.
No,
he did.
yeah.
You know
I'm
what
just
saying?
not trying to project because if I project,
Right.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have 20 superstars.
Yeah, if we're projecting, he'll be there. But
I think I would label him as a superstar.
I think I would say no today, right now. Next year we have the same conversation. I think he could be in
no
there.
brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would probably be like he's a borderline at this
Borderline.
moment,
Yep.
but not
Peter
in my
in that line.
superstar.
I want to see him in another movie.
There you go.
Like I really.
That might
That's
make him a superstar.
That's gonna make him a superstar.
Yeah.
Because he killed that first movie
He
role.
sure did. He sure
Okay,
did. They say he
John-
wasn't even acting.
So
His name
John
was just different.
John Staley's a superstar because he's been in plenty of movies.
Yeah, shout out to him. How many championships you got?
Who? Anthony Edwards?
No, you said John Styles. I don't know either.
You said John Sally, right? Okay.
Oh, he said Sally. I thought he said
Styles is
Styles.
crazy.
My bad.
AJ is who you're thinking about.
Oh,
No John Sally thoughts?
John
No.
Staley played for the Bad Boy Pistons, played for the Lakers. He got some rings.
I don't know.
All right,
He's
Kevin
from the
Durant.
90s. He's from the 90s.
I'm gonna say 4.
I actually don't know what the number is.
It might be 4.
2 with the Pistons.
Two
I don't
and
know how
two.
many with the. I don't know how many got with the Pistons.
Because
But I know they have 2. I think in the 80s.
Because he does got one here.
oh, in Chicago.
Is it John Staley or John Staley? Did I say Staley at first?
Maybe. It's Sally, though.
You know where he is from?
He's got 4.
Where you might know him?
Where?
He was on Desperate Houseman, the Kevin Hart show. What was Kevin Hart's?
Kevin Hart's a TV show?
Yeah, years ago he had one.
With the one with the ice?
Huh?
Not the ice one, right?
Real Husbands of Hollywood.
that one?
Yeah, there ain't no show nobody was sitting
also
around
was in
watching.
Oh yeah,
all
my
the
girl's
Bad Boy
watching
movies.
that. My girl's watching
He's
that
in that.
because he was mad because everybody in his friend group had the same lawyer, and he was talking about if they needed to do anything, how they all gonna have the same lawyer.
Is
You
that like
remember
the male
him and
version
Bad
of like
Boys?
Basketball Wives?
It was
Bro,
a
he's
funny, like,
Okay.
He huge.
it was
in
being that, but funny. Because
Okay.
Basketball Wives is not funny. You know, Kevin Hart is,
Yeah.
it's like how Scream is to Scary Movie.
Okay.
He's pretty good. He was in Malcolm and Eddie as a cop one episode.
See?
I didn't realize his
He's like he
discography.
I
was
knew him
crazy.
as an actor, and my dad told me, you know, he played in the NBA. Like, what? What?
All right, next name. Who's the last name I said?
I think
Anthony
it was
Edwards.
Anthony
Okay,
Edwards.
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Do y'all think players? What does it take to regress away from a superstar? Because we can agree that like James Harden and
yeah.
Russell Westbrook are
Injuries in
superstars.
decline.
Yeah, like Russell Westbrook, James, Chris Paul, definitely lost a superstar title.
Do you think?
Was
Yeah,
Blake
but I
Griffin a
still think-
superstar? then?
But I still think they have that
No.
superstar respect around the league.
They have superstar
Like
cachet. Yeah.
like around the league, they are still viewed as like
I mean, yeah.
superstar.
James Harden's still
players.
getting signature shoes.
Yeah,
We all did that list, and we looked at James Harden's name out of respect, not
Mhm.
because we felt he was going to make that list.
yeah,
Anthony Davis.
yes.
questionable, but yeah, it's close.
I
Just
think we've
'cause-
had this conversation on the
I think
pod
we
before.
did.
Not
you know what's so
anymore.
funny about this too? I think
Teetering
the
the
last time
line,
we
teetering the
I think the
line.
last time we
Teetering
did this, I wish we could go back and get the clip. I said I don't think so, and both y'all was like, "Yeah, he is a superstar." So it's just
For
funny to see
real?
the opposite. I promise you, I think that's how it went down. So Clips, we might need you.
And I
We
hate
do
this.
need you, brother.
My bias want me to say hell yeah, because I love me some Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
But
It was just like to see all those other names and all those other dudes be 1As. He's like a 1B or a 2.
He's a 1B because he's playing with LeBron James. Who
That is-
wouldn't
that
be the
is-
1B?
that
Is
true.
LeBron James still a superstar? Yes. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
In my mind, and y'all tell me this is flawed logic. We're saying there's a limited amount of superstars, right? Mike's the only one that said he's pretty lenient. But the rest of us are like, we're somewhat strict. A team with 2 superstars struggle this much feels wrong.
Yeah.
That's why it's not two
That's kind of
superstars.
why I was like, that's why I said it was questionable.
He teeters the line. It's not 2 superstars. And I don't think it's nothing wrong with teeter the
think it's
line.
the
I
rest
think
of the
there's a lot.
players.
I think there's a lot of guys that teeter the line. That's why the superstar conversation is so hard to have with certain players. Devin Booker is a guy that some nights and sometimes Devin Booker has been a surefire superstar, and then you have certain seasons like the last one where Devin Booker didn't really feel like a superstar last
I think that's my cutoff guy right there.
Jimmy Butler. In the playoffs, he feels like a superstar when he has those moments. Collectively, no. Jaylen Brown can have some times where it's like, damn, Jaylen Brown can get. And it's like, no, Donovan Mitchell. There are so many guys that is going to teeter that line, but superstardom is man, it's tough. It's just very tough. Is Donovan Mitchell a superstar?
No.
But my argument against it
No,
was
he's
like,
not.
what's taken away from him? Like every year, he's probably about 25 plus, basically all NBA.
I
He's
think
going to
team
be an
success,
all star.
team success matters in being a superstar as
His
well.
team, it might not be like crazy playoff success, but he's like one of the top seeds every
And
year.
I think that's how you
40,
solidify
47.
yourself.
Well, who are we talking about?
Donovan
Donovan
Mitchell.
Oh, I'm sorry. 48 wins last year. I thought we were still on Anthony Davis. My fault.
Mhm.
Because like Jalen Brunson, has Jalen Brunson
That was my next
crossed
name.
that barrier into
No.
superstardom?
I don't think so
No.
either. I feel like you have to do it for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
Yeah,
too.
it can't be that one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, he's not a superstar yet.
Could be.
Could
yeah.
be.
One
Especially with
more
New
more
York,
year of doing what
especially
he
with
just
New York
did. hell
behind him. With New York behind you, shit, anything is possible.
What about a guy like Kawhi with his injury history?
I think he's kind of lost it. He's lost the superstar title.
He's a guy that goes into that Chris Paul conversation. He teeters it because when he plays and he's killing, we all are like, there's our superstar. And then he goes away and he has these injuries, and then we all question, like, is he a superstar? When he is playing and he's fully healthy, Kawhi Leonard is a superstar.
And it
But
can't
we've
be-
only gotten a glimpse of that.
And it can't be easy to always have like or come back from injury and then you just all of a sudden playing that peak performance.
Yeah.
Like he's got to shake the rust off and everything like that. And then by that time, it's just like something else came up.
Yeah, playoff time, Kawhi's a superstar, but
Not last playoffs.
true.
He lost some of the games last play.
I don't have any more names because I'm just going to assume the answer is going to be no. Like Jaylen Brown?
No,
What about Victor Wembanyama?
not
No.
yet.
Not yet.
I love to see where y'all head at.
We already mentioned Jimmy Butler, Jamal Murray, Zion. This is where the list is going. Paul George, Bam Adebayo, Kyrie Irving, DeMontis Sabonis. Damian
Kyrie
Lillard.
Irving was a superstar. Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is a great one.
Yeah,
What is Damian Lillard?
He's not.
I think
He
at his
was.
peak, he was a
He
superstar.
was a
Yeah.
superstar, yeah.
Based off last year, no.
That's
we
why.
can't base
That's
it
why I
off
was
one.
hesitant
But, like-
because I can't take 1 year away and take the
Superstar
chain
title
away from him after one season.
Yeah,
Because the year before that, he was averaging 33.
yeah.
I like that reference, by the way.
You know, I was at with it. Okay, cool.
because like he could definitely get back into being Damian Lillard. We're like, oh shit, the Bucks now have 2 superstars on their team, so it's possible.
Yeah. Like as much as I'm hesitant to
To
add
Mike's-
people to the list, I'm hesitant to take people off the list.
To Mike's point, what would make him a superstar and not Donovan Mitchell?
I think Damian. Well, I think nothing really.
Hey, at least he came to.
Maybe
he
the
thought
numbers
about
might
it.
be a little bit better for points per game. I don't know, 3-point shooting, but I mean, these are dudes that's like, we
Yeah.
know probably it's all NBA, all star every year round.
One thing I will say Donovan Mitchell had over Dame is that Donovan Mitchell had a much better roster around him. Damian Lillard did a good job
You're
of
going
carrying.
off of season. I don't think you go off of season. That's the thing we're talking about with superstar.
Wait, what you?
I think that Dame's superstardom is attached to his postseason moments.
Yeah, that's what
more
I,
than,
that's
like,
where I
the
was
actual
getting into.
success.
Yeah.
Oh, you just said season. You said team by team and comparing last season to each other.
Oh, I was thinking just like in totality of their
That's what I
career.
was saying. I thought you was going off of last season.
No, I was about to go off their career. I was about to say,
My fault for interrupting you. Then
yeah,
go ahead.
throughout
Get in your
Donovan
bag.
Mitchell's career, he's had a significantly better rosters than what Damian Lillard's had around him, and Damian Lillard's done a good job of consistently making sure his team was in the playoffs with not much to offer.
It's a fair point. My thing for just Dame would be the moments. Even if he's got one conference finals appearance in his career. It's not a lot compared to some of the other stars who were mentioned across basketball. But him to have 2 closeout game-winning shots in the playoffs, it's just something I can't look past, especially as the guy.
Bro, I feel like Donovan Mitchell has more than one All-NBA selection.
Does he only have one?
Can we be honest for a second?
Hold on, I'm gonna double
Always.
check it, but I think he only has
Does
one.
being I'm not gonna use that word because I'm older, but does having a certain type of
Oh my God, the 4-letter word.
swag?
Oh, okay. Oh,
I ain't gonna use
now. Now that's you dating yourself. Like,
right.
using
He
swag.
used a different four-letter word.
I'm making sure I don't use that last one. But having a certain type of swag, pizzazz,
It matters. I think it matters.
image.
He was only All-NBA second team last year or 2023. That's
Does-
the only All-NBA, which
That
is
feels
crazy.
Does Donovan Mitchell just not have that strong image of superstardom? Being
Small
in
guard,
Utah,
shoot.
But then again, Portland was for Dame.
Cleveland.
It's not like Portland's this huge.
Portland,
huge
yeah,
market.
Portland's not a big market.
But Dame was kind of undeniable. Like Darrick said, he was leading a team. He was hitting game-winning shots. You know what I'm saying? Like Donovan Mitchell had the really good bubble with him and Jamal Murray. But we looked at the Jazz as a really good team. They had him, Rudy, well coached, Mike Conley. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell was one of the best pillars of that team. But Damian Lillard was like out of the gate.
Once he was, you knew it was probably over. Once
Maybe
he
that's
started
the
hitting
thing
that watch.
Donovan Mitchell He needs some type of signature.
That,
He
is
was-
that
he
why?
got this, you got
Is that why he
this.
was
He's
trying
got
to
the
get to New
spider
York?
stuff going for him though.
That's why he's trying to get to New
Is
York.
that-
It's not a signature,
Is that
but
what?
Is
Spider's
that why
his
he was
thing.
trying to get to New York? He's like, I got all the talent. I just need to be on that constant stage with that support behind me from a major city.
Unfortunately, can't do that
You
anymore.
you can do that shit in Cleveland.
LeBron.
Come on now.
LeBron
on
did
now.
it in Cleveland.
LeBron could have played in South Dakota for the Mad Ants.
He would have had South Dakota economy booming.
right.
The governor would have said,
Because I think some of
"You're
that,
not
I
letting
think
him go."
the last part of the superstar list, I think some of that matters. You got the guys like Nikola Jokic ain't got no crazy image, but his game is just out of this world.
Yeah, undeniable.
But also, Jokic is becoming more marketable. You see Nikola Jokic in commercials now.
Does
I tell you love saying that after
but
you've seen him
does-
with 2 more
but I'm gonna
commercials.
say, does that make you more marketable, or did he just do a commercial?
Well, before he was completely anti-media. To see him actually trying to show us his personality a little bit.
I think he's anti-basketball media. Like it
Oh.
seemed like when he talks about other shit, he's really excited to talk.
Mhm.
When he did MPJ's podcast, which when they weren't talking hoops, he
Curious.
was really
Bro,
about Curious Mike.
when we went to the media day, some guy had asked him another question. Like it was about like his home country or whatever.
Was it Brad?
I wasn't Brad.
Oh.
You know, Brad was asking crazy questions, but it was just like something that like he spoke to him in a different language,
Oh, yeah.
and he
yeah.
would just like you could tell the excitement and joy in his voice.
could
Like
see
he
the
wanted
glow.
to talk something other than basketball. And I was like, that's you just get the personality of these dudes.
Yeah, I like to ask questions that's not always predicated to basketball. Because everybody's going to ask him something. So sometimes you got to ask him something a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I think you gotta know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Because I gave Kyrie a basketball question, and he lighted up.
You said how many points would you score in a JV game?
I would never ask no dumb ass shit. I would never ask no dumb ass shit like that. That is some only.
I remember. I
rookie
think
shit.
Donovan Mitchell answered that question. He's like 100. I think he said something like that.
That
That
is-
question that throw everybody off.
Y'all said it was disrespectful.
I agree. I wouldn't even take the time to think out an answer for that dumb ass shit.
You'd be like, next.
Well, I had Zion. What's his
I would
favorite
laugh.
anime?
I know I would laugh. That's
He was happy about that question.
that's
he
so
was.
whole Brody for you. Who? What?
I had Zion his favorite anime.
You remember his
Yeah.
answer?
Naruto.
I asked Zion about his evolution of his drip.
You did.
I think he smelled the
use
hardest
that
when he
word?
said he had
Yeah.
drip.
Hey, can you talk to us about the evolution of your drip? Zion said, man, you know, see what the stuff they were saying about me on Twitter.
You know
Had
what's
to
the
dip into
funniest one?
my closet a little bit.
You know what's the funniest
You know
one?
how heavy set guys can be. Not as heavy as you, but no disrespect. No disrespect. No disrespect. I know you probably passed your
Bro,
prime.
D-Mills be
Getting that from Zion
nonchalantly.
would be crazy.
D-Mills be nonchalantly throwing shots, bro. We was doing the rookies when we had like all the rookies in. He said, "How y'all feel about these? Everybody calling this draft class weak as hell." I mean, they saying y'all were the worst class. Y'all the worst class ever.
And Alex Sarr, you the first pick. So it really means you weak as hell. Because the draft is always carried by the first pick. You know, we don't really talk about the draft outside of Paulo or outside of Vic. You know what I'm saying? But as the face of the weak-ass draft class, what is that doing to your mental? Because if I was in a weak-ass draft class and I was the face of it, I'd probably feel a little way. I won't lie about it. I'll probably have a Dorito. I'll probably have a Dorito-sized chip on my shoulder. You know, a cool red flavored Dorito-sized chip. Perhaps with a little bit of dip on the side for that chip.
The reason that just killed me because Darrick got a tendency of running on these fucking questions, bro.
Bro, Darrick would never get to that question. Darrick can answer the question for him. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
I didn't even.
So Jerry McCain, how was your how was your freshman year at Duke? This season when you played 32 games, you had some up and downs. You had the 34-point game against Pittsburgh. You had a bad year, but you came out in another interview and said you was a little frustrated with the season. But I'm gonna ask you again because you're right here. How did you feel, even though I know you was frustrated? Because I watched another interview where you said it. I want you to tell me again.
Oh, man.
And then you know the other question gonna come. How you liking the food in Chicago? Oh, man, bro.
I didn't even interpret that Alex Sarr question.
Oh, man.
That is a crazy.
That's a crazy question. You made him think,
Oh.
maybe I don't want to be the first overall pick.
Oh, shit, bro. I'm laughing because your questions do be running on, boy. Kevin Durant, what was it like when you left OKC? Because you know you did leave him. You left Russ and you went to the Warriors
He
and
was the
joined
same
with
team
Steph
that
Curry.
beat you.
The
And he
team
did
that
it
beat
July
you.
4th. I remember where I was at when you did it.
You dropped it on the Players Tribune. I'd be like, damn, D Mills,
If we
spit it
interview
out.
K, I probably wouldn't even ask him that question
Yeah, no, you
I
would.
hope not.
because he already
It's
answered
so,
it
yeah,
so
it's
many
so
times.
over with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike could come out of nowhere. Who would you say, you body your game after? Like, who do you play like? If you who do you watch and say, I want to play like him? No, real shit though. Mike came with it last draft cycle. I was so proud.
He did.
I wonder.
Both of y'all did. That
Yes,
was
y'all
a great.
did.
That was our best one.
I was there vibing.
That was our
I may
best
have asked
one.
2 questions the whole day.
I seen Kevin Durant was talking about like he's definitely like smoked a lot before games. When was he he felt like he was on because he smoked and he's like, I got 50 this night.
You said
Did
Kevin Durant said he did that?
Yeah.
Did you ever?
Oh, wow.
Did y'all
You
ever
don't remember his lyrics?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, baby, I'm a stoner.
Oh, I never knew he said he smoked a lot before games.
I remember years ago when I didn't know KD smoked. There was a TMZ video of him getting out of a car, like you pull up to the club and you got car service, and sometimes weed would come in like that little pill bottle. It fell,
Oh,
and one of the guys he was with like, man, come on, man, get that
That's
going
some
through that
old
to the
head stuff
camera.
to keep it in a pill bottle.
There's like, I've seen weed in that, but the little orange little capsule thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen weed be in that. You ain't a true smoker.
I don't got no pill bottles
Well,
in my house.
You just a smoker. You ain't a real dealer.
No,
Me and
you're
Derrick had-
right.
Me and Darrick had South bumping.
we had the South bumping.
There,
That's South where we went to high school. You can't.
Oh,
even,
yeah.
He messed up the lie.
they had our middle school bumper with them fruities. They was
Oh,
selling for
yeah.
the
Oh
dollar.
yeah,
Yeah.
people was.
Yeah, that's
selling
even when I
fruities.
was there. I used to buy some from Joffrey.
Yeah,
It
literally.
was for $1.
Yeah,
he
the
was
big
selling them
ass
for $1.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And that'll last you down there the whole day.
That's it. That was a big bag of thing.
Derrick in the room. Motherfucker making a baseball out of them bitches. Like, look.
They got them by the gas station that's kind of close to me. I be getting them from time to time. Sometimes they be like real hard though. I be like, damn, they be stale.
I haven't had fruities in
The
so
dollar
long.
store.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
dollar
Joffrey
store.
used to get them from.
Ah,
Buy a big bag for $1, break them down, sell them for $1 each. Made about $10 profit. You take $1. Now you got a $9 margin gain. So what happens in the art of economics and hustle is, Mike, you want to take a little amount of money and make a big profit, and then your profit share be larger than
You
what
know
you
who
got
the
to
best
put
at
back
that?
into that. Who?
Well, besides like I guess designer brands that put like something on the shirt and then rock it up.
Michael Jordan?
No,
Oh.
coffee, because it costs like 20 cents to make a thing of coffee, but they selling it for like $7, $8.
You know how
That's
much?
crazy.
You know how much it costs to make your shoe right there?
Probably like
Come
less
on, bro.
than $10.
No, yeah. It
Yeah.
takes $1.12 to make an Air Force One. Did
Remember
you
we
know
was talking about how much it costs to make a McDonald's double cheeseburger?
You know,
Yeah.
I just pulled that out of my ass. I'm
It
sorry.
probably costs like $3 to make a shoe.
No, I'm talking about that shoe. How much you think it costs to make an Air Force One?
75. Actually, maybe 75 cents. It ain't much. design.
75 cents. I don't think 75 cents.
There's not
Because
much
you also
design
need
in it.
like
Well, are we accounting for labor? Well,
I'm
it's
thinking
Nike, never
production.
mind.
Like
I'm thinking
there
of the
is labor
material.
for
I
it.
mean, but
Unless it's a machine doing it, I don't know. Probably machine doing it.
The actual cost breakdown is $28.50.
For
still
Air
great
Force One?
margins. Are you
Yeah.
selling them for 90?
Mhm.
Right? That's what they're going for nowadays.
No, they go over 100 now.
Retail?
Yeah.
They do?
I mean,
Yeah.
last pair of
Let me
forces
see.
I bought were not retail,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I think
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
they're like 90 to 100. I think some of the different like designs or whatever, they might be like 120.
What do you classify as like?
No, like buying them off like Nike or something. Yeah,
Okay.
on Nike they're 115 now.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me see. The
Golly.
all white ones?
Hold on, it made me try to sign into the Nike app instead of just taking me to the website.
Right. Like, I could just Google it.
Golly.
Because I know sometimes.
But yeah, look, on Finish Line and everything, they're 115.
Oh, man, I'll never wear Air Force One again.
Man. Who said that the other day when we had our grandma's party?
What?
Somebody at our grandma's party said, I'd never wear a pair of Air Force Ones again.
Oh, I
Who
ain't hear
said that?
Why?
Matter of fact, I was saying I need to get me a new pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, them
Getting
a little
old.
dingy, brother.
Yeah, they getting beat up.
You only get one wear.
Nah, I be
I'm just
That's
messing
so
with
crazy because they don't look. I mean, the camera, they glistening just because of the lighting and stuff. But I look down at them. You could probably get decent more wears.
Well,
you just got to
usually-
clean them.
Might have
They're
to
not-
swap
they're
them
not-
laces.
well, nah, I
I
already
hate
got
those because they make that yellow tint make your shoe look
Yeah,
dirty. That's
yeah.
just the way the lace came, though.
Yeah, if
You know
got
what is
new-
crazy?
if you-
I like the yellow tint on the laces.
You do?
Really?
Because the shoe be glistening so much that it's like, I don't know, it bring it back to
It
earth
make
a
it
little
look
bit.
dirty.
Yeah, it make the whole. I don't know.
I like
it,
the yellow
It affects
tint.
the whole shoe.
When the bottom gets yellow, you can't wear it.
Nah, yeah, you done.
You done.
I'll never forget one of those trips to Miami me and Bud went on. We would always go to this mall in Miami or a little bit outside of Miami called Blue Dolphin Mall. Or not out of Miami. It's in Miami, but it was out of South Beach.
Okay.
We would drive to this mall every day because we had this routine when we was in Miami for a week of going to the club with those white Air Force Ones, and you can only wear them once at that club.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we didn't just stock up on them because we would try to get like as many wears as we could. But every time at the end of this week, we just had to keep going back because some shit have you spill some liquor or something. Well, you got Hennessy on your Air Force One. But like Air Force One's just always been a really consistent shoe where you can do that.
Yeah.
They go with anything. They crispy.
I think they got some of the best like original designs on it. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that shoe literally just goes with anything.
Crazy.
I've never been the one to wear the black ones though. I've never really cared for the black.
I don't
just
think I
messed
had a
my
pair of
head
black
up
ones
talking
either.
about going with anything. Because you know I'm finna go with this, right?
What?
Southside White Sox.
No,
jersey.
that's Stone Cold Steve Austin jersey.
Oh, okay. Stone. Oh. I thought you're right. I see it now. I thought that was a Southside White Sox.
Nah. I do
Stone
have one. I
Cold
think.
Steve.
The Connect jersey.
You do got one? Or you got one?
I definitely have one.
Yeah. And you got these Georgetown 11s on.
These aren't Georgetowns.
I just call them
Oh.
Georgetown because of the color.
They clean though.
They are very clean. This is
What
very
about-
reminiscent to when we went to that White Sox game and you had that. Was those pink shorts?
Pink
Yeah,
and
they're
purple.
like pink purple.
Yeah.
You saying
Whatever
the
colors
colorway
in
of this don't
between that.
match?
I think you're
They
doing all
do.
right.
I thought it was a different jersey, so I thought it was black and
Oh.
white. This don't look. Those lines look a little bit more similar to the shoe in your color.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna need some pants though,
Definitely gonna need some pants. It was 65 degrees and I walked out the house this morning.
and the
Yeah.
height is 67,
I'll probably throw on some pants later.
66.
Eventually, right before bed, he'll put on some pants.
I
Let's-
can never sleep in pants.
Let's talk about 2K. We know we got
I was about to say when we get into it.
How y'all feeling, man?
So
Are y'all
last night
loving
you
it?
was Hakeem Elijah one.
Who was Hakeem
The
Olajuwon?
99 offensive board is disgusting.
Oh,
So-
KB?
I was averaging like 22 rebounds.
Oh, yeah.
per.
I was
I'm
watching
not
one.
mad because we needed to do it. we needed to get the runs, but we did the runs way too prematurely.
Because
There
of
is
the lag?
nobody has a center. So KB was literally like, who was the first center that dominated the NBA? Like KB, that's how it felt like.
Yeah.
There was no answer.
There was times I was at the free throw line and the shot went up. I pressed Y and I was under the basket with a rebound, bro.
Wait, so you have legendary hustle rebound?
I gotta update it. I'd use the thing to make it Hall of Fame,
+1.
but it gets to legendary.
Did you use your +1? Oh,
That's what made it Hall of Fame. He only had it at a certain level.
No, the one thing elevates it 2 times, so it elevates it from
to Hall of Fame.
Oh, you did the permanent
yeah.
upgrade.
It went from
Ah.
silver to Hall of Fame, and I gotta grind it to legend because I can't use it.
Oh, because you already get it legend. Okay, no, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I haven't used my permanent one yet. I don't know. I'm scared that I don't know what I want to put it
It's just
on.
one of those. I just put it on something I didn't feel like grinding.
Yeah, I always put mine on Interceptor because I don't feel like grinding that badge. It'll be taking a minute. Yeah.
I feel like Interceptor is one of those badges I'm at the grind, like playing with y'all. Because like I feel like on my career, it's kind of
It's
hard.
hard.
to do it.
That's what I was telling Mike yesterday. Like, going forward, I know rec can be rec. I would much rather just play pro-am with our guys than to do a run. It was tough, man. That run was tough. It's a lot
I
of
got a guy.
bad people.
I got a guy that I think would play real nice next to this big man right here. Straight shooter. I'm talking
Like you
about
got the build?
strap on him.
Yesterday he was saying Kobe, he was gonna make. Now he gonna make this splasher, which I like.
Because I think with this build, the rebounder thing is taken care of.
Now,
Yeah,
can
I
I
was
ask you
gonna
this
say.
question though?
Yeah.
There's one thing about our team because we haven't played pro-am.
We need a
We
guard.
don't have a fucking point
We don't
guard.
have a
I was
guard.
gonna tell you, look, I was gonna say this, and there's gonna be some moving around, but I was like, I don't know if your Bills
crazy.
can now.
I do want to say, people, yesterday was the official launch day of 2K. We're all talking about build 4.
Yeah.
build
I
5.
literally have 4 bills. And I want to tell the people at home this. I will admit,
It's 2K's fault this year.
I will admit, one of my builds, I am a literal jackass for doing, bro.
Why?
People at home,
I deleted one already,
kids,
too.
You delete
I
it.
am going to tell you a phrase that my homies and me have been telling each other our entire lives, and it resonated so much to me when I made this build, and I look back. Thirsty blanks never prosper. I'll fulfill the blank. Thirsty people never prosper. We say a different thing, but people. I made a quote-unquote Scotty Barnes build when I had hit a 93. I think the build is cool. It got some potential, but I should have just waited. Because now I have a 95 and I made another one. Why would I ever play with that 93 now?
Yeah.
If you just,
know
if
what's
I was
That's why I
just,
deleted the
if
one
I was
build.
just patient,
I had my first build. He was a 95. He's like this much away from being a 96. I made a new player and grinded him all the way to a 96. I'm like, I probably just could have played
Just
one
played
game.
made the 96.
One game, yeah.
so it's like, yeah, I really shot myself in the foot on that one, and I'm gonna have to. That one gonna sit with me for a while. I damn near was like, I don't need to make another build for a longest time. But if we need a guard,
Hey, bring that point forward, Bill.
which one?
No, I'm saying, not bring him. Make it
Make
point
one.
forward.
The
Like
Scotty
Lamar,
Barnes
like
one
a
is
Lamar
is a
Odom
point forward.
type.
Because, yeah, John and Kyron are not going to make
Hey man,
100 builds like us.
me and KB tried to play park, and it got laggy. So
It was real
thankfully,
laggy,
it was
yeah.
bad anyway. Dog, Kyron, I'm talking about.
Like
I remember
like
hearing
B-ball
you.
IQ is like,
Bro, I remember hearing you. I remember like, Kyron, bro, you got to be better, bro.
I'm
you gotta
surprised
box
we got
out.
3 games. I'm like,
You know what's
we got
crazy?
3. I'm like, KB ain't finna want to play. He finna
It was
make
me.
KB get off.
This was 2 nights ago. It was me, John, and Kyron. We were up playing at the park, and we were up for a minute. It's like till up 4 a.m. He was playing better than John. Like, he was going crazy.
Me, John, and Kyron, we went on a streak so long that we had to get off because nobody, like, people
Yeah.
would come up and turn around because we had like a 12-game streak. But on that particular team, it wasn't glaring as much because I had my KD build. So it's like you can hide certain things with that. But like when he had to be the only guard, the only person that could make decisions, he was bad.
Yeah. Him and John as our guards. Well, the
it's
first
the
game
worst
we did.
recipe. Like, I feel like it has to be one or the other. They
Yeah.
both cannot be our guards, our lead ball handlers. They play too much for themselves, which is fine. But when I'm thinking about if my backcourt is, I'm trying to put it in NBA terms, two fucking Cam Thomases.
Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis.
No.
Hey, bro,
Brandon Jennings is
John
a
was our
distributor.
point guard.
But
There was
yeah,
times
Monte Ellis and
where he
fucking
getting
OJ
the
Mayo.
ball, he going up court. He like, oh, my shot. And it's just like, bro, you can't do that as a point guard. Like, if it's there,
To
take
be
it.
honest with you,
But
John can't do that at all. He does that so much. Like it is crazy that how often he does that. It's almost to the point where you just accept it because we know it's John. But like
That's where I'm at with it all the time.
you know what I'm also tired of?
he was bad in the runs yesterday.
I saw he had 7
think
turnovers
he was bad
one game.
at
Or is it Kyron?
bad
Kyron
at
7.
point guard. Once we played him off, he was hitting more shots and doing that.
That's what I love. John in that corner is money.
Yeah,
Off
I
guard
think the
John
second
is
game he
decent.
was like 8 for 10 or something. Like
I
15
told
points.
he reminded me of
something
KCP
like
when
that.
he's not the point guard, but when they putting him at one,
Mhm. And then Kyron, he just don't shoot the ball. He got an 89 3.
I saw that. You was like, bro, shoot. He was in the left corner.
He was like, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna take on. Like I just got on. I'm gonna be ready. He had one of the biggest shots of the game was an open 3, miss. He 0 for 2 on the game.
But that's fine. But it's just like, why don't you shoot the ball? I seen
That's
a play
what I'm
where y'all kicked it to him, and he didn't shoot it.
Yeah,
And everybody in the voice
but
channel
that's
was
what
like,
pissed me
shoot.
off. Cause what he doing when we playing y'all? He letting it ride.
Yeah.
He talking about, man, I do this.
Our losers bracket, he started to actually
Yeah.
care and do stuff.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I'm going to try to go in there. Yesterday, I was playing around with the build. I tried to make a Ben Simmons. It wasn't hidden for me.
Yeah, nobody's really good yet. Like, as far as the runs go. Like, last year, there was tiers, right? I don't think anybody, at least from the one thing that I feel like should be tier 1 yet.
There's some
You
people I
laugh.
would put tier below.
You laugh. This is what I told him. I don't know if you was there. This is my theory. Yo, you was still playing. When we did those runs, that was our first time doing it, and it
Right.
was closer to the end of the game. A lot of the people that we played with in those runs, KB, I think they really rely on the world to say, these are the SIGs. This is the jump. That whole Discord he got, you can't go. Like, nobody tries to find a jump shot. It's all like, man, what you using?
Yeah.
I need your jump shot, P. Day one, I'm shooting.
What's the
What's
one
that
this
jump
year?
shot? What's that
I
jump
heard
shot?
Jalen Tyson name a million times in the last
we
day.
was in the Discord last night, and D Mills was in there. He's like, y'all talking about this Jalen Tyson? I'm about to have to put it on. And then A-Buzz gave him the jumper.
Teriyaki Poppy literally said, I hope KB ain't gatekeeping that build.
Oh yeah, they said they
The
wanted
one
to
I would
make
just use?
Yeah,
Because the
they-
one he played with was similar to my chat build, where it's like a 7'1", not minimum wingspan, but small wingspan, skinny dude.
He said,
dude
I
that can
need
shoot.
him to drop that
Hey,
build.
I
And it's nothing
immediately.
proprietary
Teriyaki
about
is
the
cool.
build.
That's what I
people.
said. I said, listen.
He has a 99
I said,
rebound.
KB
That's
is
it.
killing. I said, he got a 99 rebound, bro.
That's
I don't think
literally
he
it.
need to drop it. He got
And a high
99
pass,
rebound.
99 rebound high pass. That's all
He
I
was
got.
like, man, no, I got to know everything on that build. I said,
That's crazy because he ain't, even though his comps is crazy, it was like Will Chamberlain, Bob Lanier,
Mark Williams.
and Mark Williams. It's like, what the hell is this? Yeah, no, there's nothing about my build that's like, it's just a 99 rebounded build. That's
Yeah.
literally it.
As far as everybody I play with, the best builds that I like your offensive rebounding build. I like your dude that do the rebounding. I think King Morgan has a really good build.
Oh, yeah, I like King Morgan.
King Morgan build is like incredible. JoJo hit a lot of tough shots
He
when we in
did.
our run. He just is a ball hog, but he hit a lot of tough shots.
That second game, he was on lock though.
Yeah, we both was because I felt like
He shot like
y'all
1 for
knew how to
9 or
guard
something.
us. We had no point guard.
That was Kev. Kev was like a really good team captain as far as like telling
His
the
build was
people
nice.
what to do.
He got to
and all
figure
that.
out how to shoot.
Yeah.
His build was nice. I feel like
they locked up Tiger Woods.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking about. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was like 1 for 9.
Yeah, they
He had
locked
like
his ass up.
17 assists.
I saw him
but
with
like,
the Ant build.
Yeah, he was like,
looking
Yeah.
just like Ant.
like damn. That was
I haven't
tough.
really got a chance to see him. Though.
Tiger was catching me lacking when we was playing him.
What was
'Cause
he
I
doing?
Yeah,
I
they
was
was
guarding
like,
him.
yeah.
I was guarding him, and just like I'll be like, "Oh, they finna pass, so I'm finna reach." He was torching my ass because I was just out of
I
position.
told you, your ass,
Yeah.
you been
In front of him, I don't think he was
You
really
getting a bad habit, boy.
Kevin Kool-Aid was literally like, how did Tiger Woods score those points against them?
He was like, who was guarding? It was like, probably Mike.
But then that's so yeah, it's like those
The
builds.
first game too. Look,
Everybody on KB team, I take it with a grain of salt because he got all the offensive rebounds and kicked it out.
we had a talk
because
with
when
Prado,
we
too.
played with momentum, his ass couldn't hit nothing.
nothing.
Then he played with KB, get offensive rebound, KB kick it out, he getting an open shot, Jakob. I'm like,
yeah,
nah, he
momentum
want to
was
make
his
shots.
shot.
I had a
Is he new? I
talk to
feel like I didn't
Prado.
know him.
He played last year. He was on the power forward.
Oh, okay.
We playing in our first series. We're going against Tiger's team.
End of last year. I'm sorry.
He's got Jordy on his team, which is their big man. Can't
Jordy
shoot.
was the big.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he had one shot in the series, and that's because we were daring him to shoot. Like
Again? What's up
Like,
with Jordy?
I don't know, but
He
this
can
is the
rebound,
thing.
though.
Yeah, he can do that. Like he can just play ball or whatever. But shooting, we was like, we'd rather have Prado sit in the paint than guard him or whatever. For the first game, I want to say over half of it Prado is guarding him like he's not Steph, but like just he can respectably shoot. And Prado is our center, by the way. So he's like, we'd rather just have you on the back line. Don't worry about Jordy.
I wonder what made him make a center.
I don't know.
Prado has not been good this year. He can catch and shoot, but his pick and roll defense is terrible. You're saying he's guarding a non-shooter like he's a shooter. That's terrible.
I had to tell him, just sit in the paint. Don't worry about Jordy. Whatever he doing. Like if Jordy setting the screen, I like all ball, and they started doing that for a Tiger, which was smart. I was like, I'll just fight through it. Just watch any back doors or anything like that. Just cover that. And I'm like, you should have been known that covering a dude. If I'm on a big and I'm guarding somebody who can't shoot, please tell me where I'm gonna be at. I'm probably sitting in that.
Literally, you're gonna have to worry about getting a 3 second.
Yeah.
We were like, let Jordy do whatever he wants. He's just not a threat.
His finishing was terrible too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to
He's
you,
really
too.
good at the passing lane steals, though. He's
Yeah.
My boy D Millie,
What I do?
game-winning layup.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
yeah.
I got it clipped.
It was.
You was
it
asking
a
for it, but I
layup?
was in the middle of the game.
It was like a little floater.
It was like a floater.
contact
You was
the
there? You
floor.
wasn't there?
No, I was there, but I remember being more like top of the key.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
Yeah, that was your first game on too. Your first online game with 2K25.
And it was so laggy.
It was bad.
It was,
Yeah.
I
Overall,
literally was
gameplay wise,
calling
I'm
timeout.
really enjoying the
Man, this is my
Yeah.
favorite 2K.
Just the gameplay
They
is
got
really
me.
good.
They got me. I'm gonna put so much money into this.
Same.
They got me. This game is so fun.
I mean, I just want to grind my build up so I can make another one.
Do that.
I don't want to
But
make a bunch of them.
The fastest way to grind is playing with us.
Yeah, I know.
How much XP you getting per micro game? You think?
Bro, my career is hard.
I
only
told
played
you,
one
I
game.
said it,
Only
bro.
played
You
one game.
don't. I haven't played one game of my
I
career
played
yet.
one game yesterday, and
I haven't played one game.
Furious.
Yeah, it takes a
I
while
was,
to
I
adjust.
was like 3 of 16.
Yeah, no, it takes a little minute to adjust. It's bad.
You ever play my career game and you play so bad you just quit out that game?
I was going to quit, but I'm like, is they gonna let me
I just
quit?
quit out the game sometimes.
But I kept trying to do a Euro move, and it would be very late because I'm trying to get my timer down. I took the meter off, I put the meter back on. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
But,
I'll just
they don't
put the
pass
controller
it.
down.
When you ask for the ball, they don't pass it right
You
away
get
like
excessive
they
call for
used to.
pass.
Yep.
I know. I was looking at that. Like whenever you make a new dude and you like picking a team you want to, it'll show your role.
Yeah.
It'll say like
how
if
hard
you're
it
a
is to take it from the start.
Yeah.
That shit cool.
Yeah,
I like
it
that.
is.
That's why I picked the Clippers because I was damn near guaranteed a starting spot.
I picked the Grizzlies. It said I'll be 6-man. It's a 1-star. I got Santi Aldama in front of me, but I couldn't shoot. It's so fast compared to
Yeah.
when we play.
Bro, they gave me a task in my career, bro. It was so crazy. It was like, help Norman Powell get his PPG up. Like, and I was like, what?
You're
And
not even
like,
a point guard.
I know. That's what I was like.
Hey man, Norman Powell struggling.
Like,
we need you to
yeah. It was like his.
take him out for
Like
some
he's at like
drinks.
5 points per game. We need him to get back up to like 11 points per
That's
game.
that's a
And
crazy.
That's a crazy
jump, too.
so
jump, too.
crazy. They say, hey man, take him to the strip club.
Wasn't that the first game of the season too?
No, it wasn't. I've played a few games. It was,
Oh.
I had to go meet. I don't know. I think it was the GM, and like that was one of the tasks that they gave
We also
me.
had to talk to our friend Jenna Bandy.
Oh, that did pop up on. the
That's
screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna get home and try to come up with a guard. I don't know.
It's been fun.
A
But
point
this
guard
the
or
thing,
point
though.
forward?
He either got
Either or.
he got to either be like a legit point guard.
I'm gonna have somebody that got 85 pass.
Okay, cool.
That's
I
gonna be
had
the first
85
thing-
pass on my last year.
The first thing I'm gonna set is 85 pass, and I'm gonna build off of that. But I don't know if I wanted to be like a Jalen Brunson. Do I want to be big, a point forward?
That's what I was saying. If you're a point forward,
Everybody's tall in this game.
I feel like a point.
6'6" looked like he was 6'2" on the part.
But that's
Yeah.
crazy because you said, you said everybody saw you.
Oh, I would
'Cause you
have
said
to
my
have
6'7".
size.
I think you would have
Look
to
small.
because
Yeah.
unless Kyron makes a new build, John gonna be the point guard, pie position or whatever.
Right.
I'm probably gonna be the 2 or the 3 if I play on a shooting guard. And then already Kyron's a small guard,
Yeah,
so it's
I'll
like
have
we
to
gonna
have a
look
point
small.
forward,
So you'd have to be like
yeah.
a point forward. Unless
Yeah.
Kyron did say he was looking at his next build going to be that wing though. I just don't
Should've
know when
told
he
him
gonna do
why
that.
He started on guard.
Why he
bro.
do guard? He does
I don't
not
know.
want
Starting
nothing
guard.
about how he like.
The best
It's
thing-
not even. We're not even controlling him and saying you can't. It's just that when he actually makes the guard, he does not want to do anything of a guard. So I'm like, why make that?
I had said that too. I was like, maybe I should be Mike's backcourt mate and be Klay Thompson. But P was like, no, you don't want to handle the ball, so just go straight to wing.
Yeah, make him a
And I
3.
was like, okay.
Yeah.
you just more. You can play more positions if you're a 3. You
Yeah.
could scale up to play a 4 potentially. You could scale down to play the 2. But if you make a 2, you really just a 2 in a lot of
Yeah.
cases.
Like the dude that I was talking about making a straight shooter, he's 6'5", so he's literally a 2.
Straight to.
He's a 2.
And challenger means something in this game.
Yeah, it does.
it means something. Because Kev was shooting right over my little ear.
And the movable force means a lot too.
That was
last year too.
that was my shit last year.
Yeah.
I try to get as much strength as possible.
I'm excited to get my shit up.
If
and
y'all
going.
playing rec before y'all leave out for the night, let
yeah,
me
I
know.
am. I'm going right home and get on the game.
I got I'm gonna probably stream too, and then what's your name? It's Elena's birthday weekend, so we're going out tonight.
Dana got class, a clinical class. Penny with her grandma. Man, I'm going home. Matter of fact, let's wrap this up.
Man, 2K had me on the game so much. It'd be like midday. My girl be at work, or like she at the office. Or like, let me straighten up so she think I did something on the day.
No, last night when I got in bed, I was so tired and I was frustrated. I'm like, man, bro. I'm excited for tomorrow. I need to not be on the game as much. Like I need to go out and do something where I have a day where I'm just not sitting on that damn game. And this little event we're going to is going to take that off.
Yep.
But I'm going to be on it before and I'll be on it after the event. But I needed something. And football Sunday, I'm gonna probably sit my. Oh, we're going to your crib Sunday for the game, right? Or is that off the table?
I don't know if that's official. We could make it happen.
Just let me know.
Okay.
We don't have to because we
Yeah.
just did the fantasy thing. But I know you were saying, man, we back for the game. Just let me know. But
Yeah.
regardless, I'm gonna sit my ass down and watch the Bears. I ain't gonna play and watch the Bears.
Facts.
We appreciate y'all watching and listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. Let us know in the comment section how many superstars are in basketball right now. I think that's the real conversation.
Drop your bill name too. I'm looking for. Not that I want to make it. I just always love.
You want to know
seeing-
the name of my build that I made? It
Sigma.
said no.
Oh.
It
What
said
is that even supposed to
I have
mean?
no idea.
Catch and shoot ace.
I've seen that one.
Wow.
I've seen that one. I also seen. We played against somebody that was like, what is it? Defensive blanket.
I ain't
See,
seen no
we
defensive
damn.
blanket yet.
Yeah. Oh, maybe y'all wasn't on my team.
Uh-huh.
I ran rec with somebody. We went up against a defensive blanket.
was like
I seen
he
that.
was a center.
Did you get
okay.
Did you ever get that versatile enforcer?
We
one?
played against that.
We played against a versatile enforcer.
What was that, like a Draymond Green type deal?
It was a center, but
He was a smaller center.
it made me
So
think
yeah,
of
like
PJ
Draymond,
Tucker.
okay.
Yeah. Leave a like, subscribe, and if you watch the whole episode, just comment down below, bear down.
You did. Caleb.